So, this new group of 6, 2 of them getting particularly drunk in the bar after a successful mission, getting back this missing priest who had gone and who had disappeared for a couple of days. The group managed to track him down effectively to the Sea Lord, who whose men had taken him at the request of Milos in order to try and acquire some additional information about where he'd been and what had happened to him when he went missing. This sort of young, very handsome priest had, it seemed, gone missing for years until recently. He turned up for work one day, kind of out of it. He looked very confident, very well put together when he's a relatively disheveled man, like he was a whole new guy. And his work is in the temple of can't remember, temple of knowledge, temple of Omar, and his work is relatively secretive most of the time. He's involved in some stuff that nobody can talk about, the sanctum, and though you've asked questions, nobody's able to tell you really what that is. And so he turned up to work one day really overly confident and started to use the temple as his own personal library, and started to piss off people like Milos, who's a bit of a pompous ass himself, horn-rimmed glasses, wearing a high scholar, who watched as this suddenly very confident guy was being a bit of a knob. And he was unnerved by his behaviour, and not more so than when he violated the sanctum, which again, nobody can really describe what that means. But upon violating the sanctum, he was ejected from the temple, and he decided to go, sort of surprisingly really, rather than staying around in the city, he went to what's called the Bloody Vengeance. It's a large Orcish ship run by a captain called Scarbelly, and he asked for passage to go sailing with them to the Isle of a Man, the isle that's closest to Freeport of the 4 main islands of the Isles of Moonshay. And this Scarbelly was kind of happy to take him. He took his cash, he seemed to have a lot of it, and took him to the island. They went raiding for a while, and he stayed out of the fights. And Scarbelly and his crew, as is their form, managed to take a load of fights and win lots of bounty. One item of which was a particular amulet that this young priest had decided to take a particular liking to, and the captain, not believing it to be magical in any way, gave it to him and allowed him to keep it. The priest, rather than returning to Freeport, though, went wandering and disappeared off for years, and nobody really knew where he went until he turned up back in Freeport some years later, 4 years later, I think, really dishevelled and back to his old self, it seemed, and maybe a little bit more harrowed and haggard than he had been before, having lost years of his life and not being sure where he'd been or what he'd done. All he had were these tomes that he couldn't read, some of which he'd managed to acquire on his travels that he couldn't remember, and some of which were in his hand but he couldn't read. And he had an amulet that he had recovered on this journey and still didn't know what to do with. All he wanted was to go back home and to go back to his job, and so he returned to the temple, went to Milos and went to the High Priest and decided to ask for his job back. Milos said no, and High Priest gave him an opportunity. A High Priest offered for him to be able to go back to the temple, but only if he gave him all of his books and everything he had acquired, including this amulet. And so Lucius, this young priest, agreed, gave him everything, and went back to work, only to find that he was being treated with enormous suspicion, particularly by Milos, who had taken him aside and sort of interrogated him, tried to work out what had happened to this man over these years. Short while later, he disappeared for a couple of days, and it turns out that Milos had asked the Yellow Shields, who were the Sea Lord's men, to interrogate him further. And the Sea Lord and the Sea Lord's men decided to keep him rather than return him, having found out about this amulet, and then decided to try to extort that out of Milos. But rather than that happening, this group of 6 turned up and attempted to retrieve, managed to get a hold of this amulet by doing some very sneaky magical trickery with Milos, got hold of the amulet and decided in the end to face down and then trade the amulet for both Bori, who had decided to get herself kidnapped, and this Lucius' life, effectively. the Sea Lord, seeming a little bit sort of conflicted himself somewhere between a moral man and immoral acts, and a group of 3 sisters who were particularly interesting. Bunch of stuff happened, and ultimately the group ends up back at the Scholar's Quill, this little tavern in the Temple District, not far from the Temple of Oma. And the 6 sit down with this young Lucius and his old long friend Egil, the scholar who invited you to get onto this quest. And Egil and we pick up our adventure, I think, with Egil and Lucius thanking the group and offering to pay for their drinks at the very least. Lucius, he looks a little bit sort of haggard. He's had a rough year or so now, as much of it as he can remember. And you can see him kind of drinking down this goblet of ale happily and thirstily, as Egil, who had heard relatively quickly about you guys returning with him, had hurried into the Scholar's Quill and sat down with you and immediately kind of thanks the group. You can hear him just say, "Oh God, thank you for all of your help. I had feared the worst. Lucius, are you all right?" And he puts an arm around his friend, and Lucius turns to him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine, friend. Thank you for finding these guys. I thought I was lost. Thank you for your help."
You're welcome.
He takes a drink of his ale, and the halfling barmaid returns from behind the door at the back of the room and comes in with a load of food that she has prepared on the fly. They're sort of cold and dried meats, cured most of them, that she's managed to acquire from the store and has snuck up without really alerting the lady of the tavern. And
slide her 5 gold.
He spot her an additional 5 gold. She takes it gratefully, and in fact, kind of while she's clearing up bits and pieces, she sits up at the bar relatively close, spins around on the bar stool, and just sits and listens to the story that's taking place, as Lucius tells you a little bit about where he's been and what he's been up to. And for brevity's sake, Lucius basically tells you that Milos, in a long story that's disorganized and difficult to follow in places, he's just getting it out, having sort of not really had anyone to talk to for a while, anyone who wasn't interrogating him. And he tells the group that basically Milos had asked the Yellow Shields to interrogate him, and that they'd beaten him somewhat and tried to get information out of him, but that he still didn't remember anything. He says that he had nightmares, dreams of an otherworldly place that he did not recognize, and those dreams still plague him now, but that he doesn't remember anything of the time that he was away. The only thing that he knows is that he came back with these books and with this amulet, and he knows that this amulet holds some kind of power. He has enough skill as a priest to be able to try to identify what it was. Of course, that was the first thing he tried to do, and he couldn't, but it was unusual that he couldn't, and something about it gave him pause. And it was particularly that amulet that the high priest was interested in when he went back, and it was the amulet that the Sea Lord's men were particularly interested in when they were interrogating him, and he didn't have enough information to persuade them to allow him to leave. Mostly he's just grateful that this group of people, including a very large bear, have decided to come and help him out on this difficult day. As the sort of evening rolls on, and he continues to he tells you a little bit about this, is there any questions you wanted to ask him or Egil?
At what point did you get your mind back?
I know, the last thing I remember, I was on a ship. I was headed from Arm to somewhere. I have no idea. I awoke just like you would from any slumber. and I didn't know where I was, and I asked around, and they said that I'd paid my fare and that I was on my way back to Freeport. And that was the last thing it was the first thing I remember. And then we turned up in port, and I walked around the city, and I mean, nothing had really changed. The lighthouse was much bigger than I remember. And the town just, I mean, it's busy now. I knew it was getting busy for the festival, but it was definitely not the time of the festival when I last remember anything.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's pissed off with me. And I have no idea why. I lost, like, I was no longer welcome at the temple. Milos and everybody hated me. Nobody was talking to me. I was, like, none of my friends would even speak to me. Even Agil, like, and Agil just kind of, he looks slightly bashful at the mention. He's like, even Agil, like, I don't think he really believed that I didn't know where I'd been. I went to go and see Scarbelly. Apparently I went to go there, and he remembers me, and we went sailing together? I have no idea.
Okay. And you haven't had any blackouts since, be honest.
No. That was it.
Do you have anything against one of us or myself taking a closer look at you? Through magical means to determine what might be causing you to have these blackouts.
I would welcome it. If you could tell me what happened. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and no more so than when I was being beaten. I have no idea. Please, if you have anything you can do.
Well, can't promise anything, but I can try something. And I put my hand on his arm, I guess. I guess he's sitting across from me, and I'll cast Identify on him.
Okay. Do you have to roll for Identify? Oh, you put it on. Nice.
No.
So you reach out and touch his arm, and as you concentrate for a moment, you place a hand on his arm, and everybody around is watching. Agil kind of leans forward with particular interest. You know, he's not a priest. He's seen some priestly magic before, and he's seen spells like this, but watching a knight in full armor reach out and just have this eldritch deep blue energy emanate from beneath the palm of his hand, and it glows against the surface of this guy's arm. It's kind of interest to Agil, and Lucius himself, his eyes widen as you get a sense that as you're concentrating for a moment, you get a sense that in fact, do you want me to type it to you, or do you want me to say it out loud?
I don't really mind. There's no secrets between us. Go ahead.
Okay. So the first thing you get a sense of is that he's under the effect of two separate pieces of magic.
Okay.
One of them seems to be fey in nature.
Okay.
Fey magic of some kind. It's not affecting him now, but there's remnants of it, traces of it that still flow through him from a spell that must have been cast, you reckon, within the last few days.
Oh.
He's also under the effects of a curse. And as you're focusing on him, you can see that his both of his hands are coated in like a dark energy that's sort of linked at the wrist of each hand, like he's wearing bracelets of dark energy.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's another one that just hovers over his face. It's like a dim shroud. And when he opens his mouth to speak, you can see that his tongue has a very like a deep black coat to it. It's not sort of, you know, it almost looks like it's coated in a very translucent layer of film. It's
Okay, and the school is necromancy then.
doesn't look like necromancy to you. It looks potentially like divine magic.
Just goes to show kids religion is a joke. Okay. I relay all of this to him and to the party. I don't suppose any of you knows a thing or two about curses, or how to remove them. Can I make a roll to see if I know anything about that?
Yeah, go for it.
As I ask the party as well, in case they have some suggestions. You want an Arcana check on that, or what would you like?
It'll be a religion check, I think, for this.
Oh, religion. 20, not natural.
So you're aware of, from your Eldritch origins, you're aware that there are spells that priests can cast that remove curses. But it depends on the strength of the curse and the power of the priest, I guess. As you are asking the question to the party, Egil, he looks up to you and he puts a hand out and he just, he considers his words very carefully. And he says, he places a hand on his friend and he just says, we must not speak of the sanctum.
At the cost of your friend's life? You sent us on this wild goose chase to track him down, and now you're telling us that you are going to withhold help and information just because of some silly rule from your place of employment? You seek to offend our very pride by denying us simple help after what we've done for you.
So he looks around and he looks to all of you, like as he realizes the night before him in his eyes has become affronted. He kind of looks to you and he just kind of says, I don't mean to cause offense, and it's not that I won't speak of it, it's that I can't.
You're not the first person to say that who works there. And I'm going to cast Identify on him.
You reach out and he kind of leans out a hand and you grasp it with a hand, and the same blue emanation glows from beneath your fingers, and you get the sense that only one piece of magic is affecting this man, and it's the same kind of those sort of almost bracelet, shackle-like bracelets on his hands and his tongue.
And I tell everyone that as well. It would seem that your place of employment might be the cause for this strange magic. So you can't help us even if you want to.
We're not supposed to speak of it. We enter into the service in the temple willingly.
So you know about this then?
Yes, there are certain things we're not allowed to speak of.
And I'm at this point, as I'm holding his hand, I gently squeeze his arm a bit. And I think, this is something you should have told us from the beginning.
He says, we can't speak of it.
Very well. I let go of his hand.
He kind of flexes his hand a little, and you can see like a touch of concern furrows his brow, but it diminishes quickly. He's in your debt.
Turn to Bori. Do you know anything, little one, about curses? You seem magically inclined.
One time, I was eating an apple, and it got stuck in my throat. And Runkle hit me really hard on the back.
Okay.
And it fixed it.
It's
So,
not the same. It's not the same
No?
thing. It's not the
No,
same thing.
yeah, Bori, he's right. It's not the same thing, but I appreciate your input.
Is it worth a try, though?
No.
No.
It's really not.
But it's a good suggestion, but we'll try it maybe another time.
Okay.
Thank you. Barragrand, you're a man of the deep. Know anything?
Can't we just go to a priest?
I would suggest that, but it appears that all the priests are in the employ of the Temple of Ogma. They're not very willing to cooperate, as it seems. Not by choice.
There's got to be some more priests in the city.
You're probably right. Agil, do you know of any other temples in the city that are not related to Ogma and in the pocket of Milos?
No, there's only one temple in the city. It's the
Very
Temple of Ogma.
convenient. and not a cleric among us.
Not many people practice magic in the city. It's pretty rare. And
I wonder if it's orchestrated to be that way.
I don't know. But even divine magic, there's not a lot of it. And even those of us who practice it, we tend not to use it.
How about you, Theron? Any thoughts on the matter?
I know what you're talking about.
Very well, friend.
Theron, do you have anything that gets rid of magic or curses?
I didn't pull up my card. Hold on.
What card?
Give me 10 minutes.
All right, Theron, you let us know
Told
when
them
you
that
find
Runkle
something.
could beat the curse out of them, but they didn't believe.
I hate to say this, but perhaps the Sea Lord might be able to help us.
I don't like that guy.
Neither do I, but it doesn't seem like he's a much liked figure on the island either. The council here is apparently trying to sabotage his plans for the lighthouse. Perhaps we could find a common enemy with him. Yes, I have my suspicion that perhaps this amulet was being collected and used by the council to destroy his lighthouse. I didn't say anything when we collected Bori. I thought maybe we could use it as a bargaining chip. A very weak one at that, but it's better than nothing. But whether or not he'd see us again is another issue.
No, I cannot lift a curse.
Thank you, though, Theron. Appreciate the effort.
No problem.
Is this even our problem anymore?
Well, it depends, Bearground. I'm not going to put your honor into question, but do you care enough to see things put right in this town? To do some good? Maybe find some redemption?
Just fold my arms up, Grumpy.
The halfling who's been just, her legs are kind of dangling beneath the bar stool that she sat on. She leans forward towards Beargrand and she says,
Well, I mean, if you're looking to just enjoy the city, then I'll be going down to the opening of the festival tomorrow. Don't really have anybody to go with, so if you fancy coming down, then we could take a look together, watch the opening, laugh at people playing.
I'm not interested. If
Oh no, I was just, I was just, I was just looking, see if you wanted to go, if anybody. I was an open invitation. I didn't mean to. Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna go and. Clean.
But wait, this festival. The Sea Lord mentioned this. It starts tomorrow.
Aye.
What sort of festival is it? What happens?
It's Swagfest.
Swagfest.
It's like a celebration of pirate culture, I suppose. I suppose the pirates would say it was something to celebrate the freedom of the city. That's why it's called Freeport. It's like the last bastion of true freedom, they say. Although I wouldn't mind some guards around now and again.
Actually, you know what? It's funny you mention that. Upon arriving in this town, as it were, why is it called Freeport? What was it under the yoke of before?
It's always been called Freeport.
Therefore, what has been freed from?
Oh, from the tyranny of well, I mean, the pirates would say the city for a long time was in battle with most of the sort of land states of the Sword Coasts, Waterdeep in particular.
So this is the holding of Waterdeep?
No,
That they
God,
are freed from?
no. Once upon a time, Waterdeep tried to take Freeport under her rule, but the pirates of the seas were, they formed a bit of a clan of sorts, like an alliance against Waterdeep rule, and for, I don't know, decades there was fighting on the seas, and ultimately Waterdeep was pushed back, and Freeport was established as a bit of an independent colony. And then the Sea Lord was nominated to take control, and ever since it's been growing bit by bit, and now it's still like the last place that a pirate can be and be openly a pirate and it be okay.
Have you ever given it any thought that you're so far out of the way that nobody gives, pardon my language, a shit about this place?
That's the hope.
Yeah, that's what I wagered as well. Is there anything we should know that's perhaps crucial about tomorrow? Will there be a lot of yellow shields out in force? Will they be policing the streets, as it were, if you can call it that?
Well, I hear that the Sea Lord's gonna be given some kind of address, which is pretty unusual. Usually the Sea Lord stays out of it. The Pirates' Council is, the Captain's Council. They're the people that are they run it mostly.
Okay.
But I think because of the lighthouse is going to be finished before too long, I think the Sea Lord wants to make an address and kind of get some people behind him. Most people think it's a bit of a mess, that. But people who don't think it's a mess are pretty worried about what it is.
Okay. Speaking of which, we've heard something called Milton's Folly. Now, as you probably have noticed, we're all new in town. What does that exactly mean? The lighthouse itself is quite an impressive structure. Why would it be a folly?
The expense. About 11 years ago, they started building it, and the Sea Lord managed to buy off some of the captains, enough of the captains to be able to get the thing built, and he emptied the war chest, basically. See, I suppose the city really stays standing because Waterdeep is always a little bit concerned about battling with a bunch of captains and pirates and well-armed vessels, and if they realised that the war chest was dry because somebody had ploughed all the money into this enormous structure, then it might make us pretty vulnerable. So people are thinking that it might be might sacrifice the city just for the sake of his hubris, you know what I mean?
Okay, so the council has a valid reason to hold some contempt towards Sea Lord Drac.
I don't think they've ever seen eye to eye.
Okay.
The Sea Lord is always talking about making the place better, and he wants to make it all more modern and make it a place of trade and stuff, center of trade. And I think the captains don't really want that.
No, of course not. So who would you say has more sway in the city streets themselves, the Sea Lord or the Captain's Council?
Depends where you are.
Okay, but if one were to take full control over the other?
Them's fighting words. If one were to take full control, well, the Sea Lord's navy is much spent. I mean, it's very small now. It's very sensitive about even losing a couple of people because he can't really replace them. Except, of course, when he...
We're aware.
Yeah.
Of how they recruit.
Yeah. We don't like to talk about it, but that's one way to get people in there, and we do need people to defend the place. So the Sea Lord really has only got people in the old quarter. He's got guards there. It's got the rule of law to an extent. But outside of there, it's mostly the Captain's Council that has some sway because mostly it's run by pirates. Especially down by the docks. Mostly pirates have got all the strength down there.
So the city is essentially divided.
I'd say so. It's getting a bit tense, actually.
Oh?
Well, as the lighthouse gets closer to completing, the Sea Lord's getting more and more animated. He's getting more vocal, talking more, and that's making the captains nervous, and so the captains are putting down the rule of the code more strongly, and that's making the Sea Lord nervous, and, well...
It's just politics.
It's always the people that suffer.
Sometimes you need to suffer if there's going to be any change. Well, you've been an enormous font of information, more than anyone else in this town, at least, especially after that fool Kenneth tried to trick us. I'd toss her a gold coin.
Well, as long as you keep those coming, she catches out of the air. I'll answer any question you got.
But I trust the information you provide stays between us.
I got no reason to upset you people. You keep me in the gold. I earned more in
Sorry.
tips tonight than I earn in months here. Although don't tell old Soggy Bottom upstairs.
Of course. Thank
I'll
you.
go get you some more drinks.
Sorry for taking up everyone's time. I just figured perhaps we could get some actual information about this place. We don't have a lot to go on.
No worries, near us.
Not near us.
There?
I mean, Templar.
You're with Moongazer.
I take the mask off.
Take off the fully functioning hand. Surprise!
I would have got away with it if it would have been so good.
Seems we're at an impasse then. Well, it's late and there's not a whole lot we can do at this point. Well, perhaps we should look into this Swagfest tomorrow.
Could be entertaining if anything else.
Yeah, and I think his address
So sh-
might be about us in some extent.
So she did say Swagfest.
Yes.
Okay. So, Bori, do you want to go to the Swagfest?
Yes!
Okay.
Keep in mind,
I'm gonna get some candy floss and a pinwheel. And I'm gonna ride the ponies.
Yeah.
keep in mind though, Bori and Theron, that it's a pirate celebration. To keep
So we all have to dress as pirates.
Absolutely not.
No.
Um,
I'm gonna
But you
start
So
making
much
my
about
outfit
festivals.
right
I've
now.
never been to a festival before.
I
can't
lean
wait.
in. I lean in towards Theron and I go, "You need to keep a close eye on Bori tomorrow."
I always keep a close eye on them.
Yes, that has been very evident so far, but please take that into consideration tomorrow. Muster your
Ori
courage,
has
sir.
already started making her pirate outfit.
Open your bag, pull out your textiles, and
Yep.
sewing.
Yep.
Gonna have
So,
to make
Bori,
the
Bori, you need to go to bed early so you can wake up in the morning for the festival.
This is turning into a sitcom.
But I have to finish my pirate outfit.
You can do it in the morning. You need to get some rest. It's
No.
not
Full house.
Let's do it now. You want me to make you one too?
I couldn't.
Yeah, okay, I'll make you one
No. Okay.
Make us the what? I don't know if I have time. Well, I'll start with mine anyway.
Okay.
So there's nothing then, Agil. Nothing you can suggest. No one. You don't know a single soul that practices magic that does not work at the Temple of Ogma.
Gil looks at you, he's like, no, I... People don't really practice magic here. There's something about the, there's a, I think I can talk about this. There's a portal on one of the islands of Moonshay. It's a thinning of the planes between the material plane and the Feywild, and that means that magic doesn't really behave the way it's supposed to behave all the time. People who are really talented in the arts, they seem to be able to control their magic, but people who are just starting out or practicing, they tend to have strange effects happen. Magic items do weird things, and I can't really talk too much about that, but so there aren't many people who practice magic here.
Yeah. This is the Isle of Oman.
Yeah,
Yeah. Captain Scarbelly already told me about that. Well then, Cabs, is it late?
it is.
Okay. Agil, I don't want to be crass, but you did promise some sort of payment. I believe that is appropriate in this venture.
He starts from him. He's like, yes. Will you wait here? I'll go and collect it.
Of course.
Thank you.
I don't intend to see you robbed of your payment, Bear Grant.
It's not just for me.
This is true.
I will go. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Lucius, I would prefer you stay here. Until he returns.
Okay.
We put a lot of effort into finding you, and if you were to disappear on the street because you've lost your mind again, that would be most inconvenient. I do not think I could convince my compatriots to find you a second time.
You think it would happen again? What did you see?
Well, you're obviously under the effects of a curse, and something Fey-like. Something from that island obviously came back with you.
Alright, I'll stay.
So until then, perhaps you should stay close to either Agil or ourselves.
Maybe that's safer.
I don't think you're welcome back at the temple, and quite frankly, neither are we. Unless we intend to kill the High Priest, but that might be a bit drastic.
He kind of, his eyes widen, he's like,
Maybe don't kill the High Priest?
That you can talk about.
I can talk about the High Priest. I can talk about the High Scholar, I can talk about the High Priest. I can talk about the layout of the temple. I can talk about the people in it. I can talk about all the friends that I have there. Well, not so many now. And I can talk about some of the... I can talk about, like, the praying that goes on there. There's just some things I can't talk about.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
I'm gonna have another drink.
he stands up and goes to the bar. Agil disappears, and it's maybe 20 minutes before he returns.
Alright, I'm going to say one quick thing to the group, just before they come back. Perhaps we should give Lucius a task, maybe to write down the key things he knows about the temple that maybe we could use. Notes of sorts, I'm not sure. I don't want to keep him with us any longer than we need to. He could probably slow us down.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Either we drag him around and ask questions, or we just get notes. And that's it. Okay, Cabs. Unpause.
Alright. The door opens and Agil returns with a sack of 600 gold pieces. It's big, bursting, huge sack, and you can see that he's kind of covered it with his cloak to try and keep himself from being spotted with it, and he deposits it on the table and it kind of pulls open and a few of the coins spill out onto the floor. It's quite a big sack.
I slide it towards Beargrin.
He says, That's all I own. That's everything. Thank you. It's absolutely worth everything. I can always earn more.
If you don't mind me asking, and Lucius isn't with us now, right?
No, he's at the bar.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, Agil, in short words here, what would compel you to spend your life savings to track down your friend you have not seen in years?
He looks at you and he says, I didn't want to lose him again.
That's enough for me. Thank you for the payment.
Thank you for the service.
We'll most likely be staying here for a while. Perhaps you should keep an eye on Lucius for us. Let us know if anything you learn. It'll be up to you to protect him when we're not around.
Yeah.
I might have to stay with you, actually, rather, because the Sea Lord's people were in his house when we were last there. So perhaps you should stay with you and don't tell anyone about him.
Okay. Okay. He collects Lucius and the two of them leave together.
I relay that information about the notes to Lucius before he leaves.
Lucius, he agrees to kind of write down
Thank you.
the things that he can talk about.
Excellent. If anyone has any objections, I would like to go to bed.
Good idea.
Probably a good idea.
How many rooms were there again, Cabs?
There are 3 rooms on the second floor that are vacant, and there are on the top floor, which is where the staff sleep. There's only about 2, I think. 2, yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know about you three. I mean, for the rest of you, but I prefer to sleep in one of the rooms. I don't care if anyone wants to share or not. I go upstairs.
As you're heading upstairs, you can see that Lenneth is. She's been drinking, and she's a little bit.
Okay, I lift her up and carry her upstairs against her will.
Whoa.
Roll me a strength check.
Dark turn.
Yeah.
Seeing that she's getting more and more inebriated, I'm gonna try and dislodge her from the bar and take just a strength check.
Yes.
13.
It takes you a moment, and you stumble a couple of steps as you try and lift her up, and she's like, Iffy, I can walk myself. And she's kind of flails as you carry her, and she's trying to shake you off and can't, and you carry her upstairs, ultimately kind of having to move from a sort of over the threshold form of carrying to a fireman's lift over the shoulder with her legs kind of dangling.
I think I'll follow him behind.
Okay.
Cabs, I would like to, was it transfer? I think it was 4 hours, right? That's a 4-night sleep for me.
Yeah.
Then I want to go outside and try to go find something to do, which I'm going to message you because it's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Isn't it 4 hours rest you get? Not so much sleep.
Yeah.
What he said.
You can take 4 hours of rest by meditating effectively for 4 hours, like a certain ranger used to do nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, time, how ye flies.
All right. Roll me an investigation check.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You going on a side quest, Billy? Of course you got to roll investigation.
1. So as you're wandering around looking for what you're looking for, you realize that there's nowhere open to purchase something. And the one thing, but you do kind of, as you're heading, you're kind of on your way back, and you see like a house that's, it's like a small shack, effectively. And it looks like it might be a shop during the day, like a small cellar of something. And you kind of take it upon yourself to take a quick gaze, and you kind of, as you peer around, you can see through barred windows that there are a couple of the items you're looking for kind of in an open chest in the corner of the room. It looks like this is a shop by day and or maybe like a storage place for a shop by day. It's hard to tell, but it's a little building off the way.
But it's closed, though?
It is closed. It's pretty late.
Knock on the door, then.
You on the door, and there's no answer.
I'll just come back in the morning, then, because I'm not going to do anything too crazy.
All right. you return to the inn. Do you want to go get up really early and when the sun's risen and go and have another look before everyone else is up?
Yeah, sure.
So you wait for a few hours, and everyone else is still asleep. You head back and you just pay a gold, and like there's a guy who's, it's not the shop, it turns out. There's a guy who's basically stocking up on items for the festival to be able to sell on the dock. So this is like a temporary storage building, and he sells you your stuff and is glad for the early hours. In fact, he thanks you so much that he ends up kind of giving you the gold coin back, because he says that the first sale of the day is lucky.
Oh my god, that's the best natural one roll ever.
He's like, no. The first sale of the day is just the luck is all I need, and he heads back.
Aha!
What if you spent 500 gold to just get that back because it's the first sale of the day?
Yeah.
You're not
I think
here.
if it was anything more than just that.
Right.
All right. So, day breaks in the Scholar's Quill,
Yeah.
and you guys find yourself in the bar. You're there at daybreak. A couple of you. Who's there at daybreak? Because Theron is.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to feed Lenneth breakfast because she's not doing so good.
She's not. It seems like she might want to stay in the inn today because she's not feeling too great after drinking so
Yeah.
much yesterday. And Bori
Don't you dare.
is still asleep as everyone else is getting breakfast in the bar downstairs. What do you want to do?
Go wake up Bori.
Bori, there's a thud at the door.
Bori,
Ah!
open the door. I try to. Is it open? Unlocked?
It is.
Oh, open the door. Bori, wake up.
Oh, away.
Get dressed. Downstairs now. Breakfast. Come on.
Your breakfast.
Bori, don't talk back to me. Get dressed. Come downstairs.
Ah, I hate you.
Grab her poncho or whatever she wears on a chair. I'm assuming she's just thrown haphazardly because she's a child, and I throw it on her on the bed. I throw it at her on the bed. Get dressed. There's food downstairs. You only have a few minutes to eat before they take it all away from you. Do you want to starve today?
No.
Then get dressed and come downstairs.
Fine, but I'm wearing my pirate outfit.
Fine. Just come downstairs. I leave and close the door behind me.
Cabs, did I manage to finish my pirate outfit last night?
Yeah, it's like it's classically sort of patchwork Bori.
Yep.
You're a patchwork pirate.
Patchwork pirate.
Oh God.
Hat, eye patch. Runkle also has a hat and an eye patch.
Well, you didn't really have a hat or an eye patch. Like you were able to make some clothes. You just like those were just like you can't really fashion those. That was harder to get.
What? I would prioritize the hat. You've got to have a pirate hat. That's the whole outfit.
It was just they're just kind of
Shame.
specific items, difficult to craft.
Oh no, here we go.
Are you wearing your outfit to breakfast, Tugs, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Bori kind of steps down the stairs, like she's got this really forlorn expression, even though she's in a pirate outfit because she couldn't finish her hat or her eye patch, and now she's a bit upset.
Bori, what's wrong?
Oh, who's that pirate coming down the stairs? Who is that?
I look at Aaron. Why?
I know you're being sarcastic. I couldn't make a hat in time.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Bori, come here.
why-
I have a surprise. Bori, come here.
We'll buy you a hat.
Bori.
What? Yes.
I reach in my bag and I pull out an eye patch and a hat for Bori. I went and bought an hour ago.
What?
Look what I got for you. It's a pirate hat and an eye patch.
This is the best day ever. How badass does it look?
It's super badass.
So, it is badass.
Because like your clothes are kind of patchwork pirate, but the hat and the eye patch are like real proper pirate.
Yes!
Little tricorn.
Is Beargrin there?
Darren, you're the best.
Yeah, Vergrand, like you can see, he's looking straight, but he's rolling his eyes in his mind.
I put my hand in the bag and I pull out another hat and eye patch. I put it on Bear's head. Yes! There, here's your hat for the festival.
You look amazing.
To be fair, though, you do look the part. You probably blend in more.
What do you mean?
Not you. Bear.
Bear,
Not
be
me.
fun. It's a festival.
You look like a small miniature pirate.
That's what I was going for.
Mm-hmm. The one of its kind.
Where do you even get that stuff from?
Got
That's
it
a
from
good
a
question.
store.
There's a store that sells eye patches.
Yes.
Someone made it, yeah. Even gave me the gold back.
Maybe a novelty
nice
costume
town.
shop.
I hate this place.
I reach in the bag and pull out my hat.
Oh my god, how many hats
Put it
do you have?
I bought 3 hats, 3 patches for us.
I turn to Seraphina and just like a relief.
I want one.
Oh god.
Think about getting them. I should have bought the one.
Come on, if we should go get our own, it'll be fun.
That's not my name. I don't want one.
Probably wouldn't fit on your helmet anyway, would it?
No, it wouldn't. How convincing of a pirate? How convincing of a pirate does Bear and Bori look? Like, honestly.
Oh god,
you
no.
say?
No, so
No?
they look like they might offend most pirates. That's what they look like.
Okay. Excellent. Since I'm not really accustomed to pirates, I think you guys look the part.
The eye patches are pretty well made, actually. Like, it's not novelty. They're quite nice, and the tricorns are... They're kind of stereotypical, but they're quite well made as well. But the fact that everybody is wearing an eye patch and a hat suddenly gives this kind of slightly... Like it's slightly racist, I think.
That's 3 adventurers who happen to be blind in one eye. Okay, and a child to boot.
Especially
Fuck
because,
blind
like, Barrowgrand's first act in this city was to blind a pirate in one eye. Like,
There's some poetry right there.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go have fun.
Is Bear Grant still wearing the head I gave him, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
super reluctantly. All right. You step out into the thoroughfare, well, in the Temple District, and make your way across town towards the docks. It's busier than it was before, and people are moving about left and right. There is this general kind of move of people towards the docks. And as you're heading there, you can see that they're not heading towards the main area of the docks. They're heading slightly to the left. And towards a sort of smaller outcropping of docks where there's smaller ships off. And you can see that there is a crowd of people beginning to gather off to the left-hand side. At the docks itself, you can see that there are a number of ships that have moored overnight. A number of ships that you don't really recognise. You can see off in the distance on the right-hand side is the Bloody Vengeance, the orc ship, with still the orcs standing across the deck, all still kind of constantly ready for action. The large sort of pale wood ship with these 2 sails that look like outstretched wings is moored alongside this large, almost sort of Viking longship with a dragon's head carved into the face of it, and a large folded red sail. There's also a ship that's very, very pale. It's kind of almost silver in its pale grey, long, very broad ship with orange sails that look like they're fins. They look like They look like long, outstretched fins into the sky, like 4 of them in a line. And pale blue and green skinned men and women work the deck as it's only just managed to get into port. Nearby is a very large ship out into the sea that's sort of moored off the docks. It looks like a proper broadside multiple cannon kind of ship with these massive white sails furled, and nearby is another ship that's got 2 long black sides to it and a central core. No sails to be seen at all on that ship, but lots and lots of oars that have been retracted as it sits. And these ships seem to be sending smaller craft to shore in order to allow people off. There's also another smaller ship that's far out that doesn't seem to be sending any boats to shore, and looks like there's a couple of small ships keeping it at bay. It looks like it's been barred entry into the docks, and it's a small, like a skipper of a ship. It's got 2 sides to it that looks like it carves through the water almost with 2 long wooden spear-like structures that are just designed to carve through the water, and a long deck in the center. Sails that are furled. It looks like it's being barred entry.
What color sails?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. 12.
They're very pale sails.
Okay.
It's flying colours, but you can't see what from this distance. It's quite difficult to know.
No problem.
If anybody else wanted to try to work that out, they could do.
I might have a go. The perception.
Perception, yeah.
Do it. Use the false.
26.
26.
That's Her Majesty.
So,
HMS
Serafina, you would know, as you're kind of looking over, you can see that this ship is in fact the Frost Skimmer,
Oh.
What?
and it's flying the colours of Waterdeep.
So what's the frost skimmer?
That's the ship we were on, wasn't it?
Yeah, a ship the Blue Gnome group once sailed on
Yeah.
into the Sea of Moving Ice in the north.
I think only Serafina would recognize that.
Yeah, I get really excited, but Lennith's not there to tell, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah, she's chucking up somewhere and probably drinking more.
Do you recognize that ship, Serafina?
I do, it's the Frost Skimmer. Might cause a bit of an issue because it's from Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
Mm.
Could be our ride home.
Could be. As long as it doesn't cause any trouble between now and then.
It's severely outgunned and outmanned. I don't think they'd be willing to try anything. We should keep an eye on it. Could be our ticket out of here.
Nearby, you can see people are still flocking towards that area on the left, where there's a small pier out into the water. There's a group that are gathering. Nearby you can see just people flocking in that area, but there's a couple that catch your eye with a kid that's like running, and you can see the two of its parents are both kind of exasperated. One child, they outnumber it, and they both look exhausted. It looks like the kid looks like a young girl. She's maybe 7 years old, and she's just like completely misbehaving, off the reins. They can't control her at all. In the end, her dad just kind of scoops up and grabs her, and sort of fireman's lifts her over his shoulder, and you can see that she just starts screaming and crying, and she's like, nah, just like completely uncontrolled, and the two of them just begin to kind of walk further in, having some kind of conversation between them. Yeah, sure. And yeah, and so that's what you that's kind of what you notice. And there's this flood to the left. Beyond that, there's the Orcish ship to the right, and a couple of the larger ships in the center, particularly this sort of pale wooden ship with the winged sails that looks particularly of interest. But a couple of those ships look interesting, and all of them have got crew on that are getting getting everything ready. Nearby, you can see as well, behind you and to the left, there's a place you've never been to. It's an inn of sorts, a pub, to use the English parlance. And it looks like it's got rowdy in there. Looks like some kind of entertainment or something's going on in there. You can hear cheers and shouts, and every so often just like an "oh" coming from inside. That place is called the Keel Hall. The Keel Hall. Yeah. Those are the kind of things you see so far.
What do you want to check out, Bory?
Let's go there.
Oh, I knew she'd say that.
I hear cheering. There must be some kind of show.
Okay, boy, we can go there on the condition that Theron keeps a close eye on you.
Okay, Darren, let's go. Bring your hat.
Okay, boy.
We go.
We go.
You head towards this bar, and it's like bustling with people, and it takes you a minute to kind of push a few aside and get in through what it turns out are swinging doors. And as you enter, you can see there are round tables that have all been pushed to the side, and a crowd of peoples gathered around this, what has become a sort of makeshift arena in the center of this little bar. On the left, there's a long, slightly curved bar, and people are serving ales left, right. They're just constantly serving. People are calling out drink orders, but they're not just calling out drink orders, they're also calling out bets by the seam of things. And as you look around, you kind of push yourself to the front, Bori, and Mr. Runkles is like, trying to get in behind you and can't, so he's just kind of like poking his head through the door around people. He lifts up on his back legs and looks over easily over the crowd, keeping an eye on you. And as you sort of push through to the front, you can see that there are two people. One of them is a one-eyed dwarf who is looking like he's getting flexed and getting ready. There are a line of shots being poured nearby into small glasses, and across from him there is it's a human man. He's looking particularly buff, and there are a line of shots built up next to him, and everybody else is like backing up and around. And people are calling out bets everywhere, and it's really loud around you, Bori. You're standing there just like you can just hear the buzz of it all around you.
It's a fighting pit, isn't it?
I think it's a drinking pit.
Drinking pit? He looks down at you, this huge guy who's kind of stood next to you and who was kind of slapping this warrior on the back. He looks to you, he's like, drinking? There's drinking and fighting. This is punch drunk. You don't want to get in on this, little ass.
Punch
It's called
drunk.
punch drunk.
What is that?
Well, you drink, and people take bets. And if you manage to beat the other guy, then you win a load of money. But you win more for the more that you drink before you do it.
Okay.
Sounds like fun.
Every shot you get to punch the other guy. The last person standing wins.
Okay.
Sounds like fun.
Right. Bets are in, let's go! And you can hear people like, whoa. And this one-eyed dwarf steps forward and he's just like, oh, come on then, laddie. I'll take you. I've got the stomach of an iron dwarf. And he takes a shot. He's like, oh, aye, 50 gold pieces. That's nothing. Come here, lad. Punch me in the face. And the other guy's like, oh, come on then. Fucking dwarves. You know what? I fucking hate dwarves. And he punches him square in the face as hard as he can. The dwarf, like, flinches from the impact. And he's just like, oh, nice shot. And the guy's like, oh, fucking dwarves. He takes a couple of steps back. He grabs a shot, knocks it back. And he steps up and the dwarf's like, all right, bring that pretty face down here. He takes a couple of steps back, steps a couple forward, and takes this huge uppercut and swipe to the lower jaw of this guy. You hear this clunk as his jaw hits together, his teeth clang together, and he takes a step back, staggers, and manages to stay standing. The dwarf's like, fuck, that was a hit and a half. Nice job, Johnny. And he's like, fuck you, dwarf. Drink another shot. I'm speaking like a Scottish person now. And the two of them just keep getting at it, and they keep drinking. What do you guys want to do?
Sir, I'm gonna survey the crowd, see if I notice anyone I recognize.
Roll me a perception check. I feel like I
Oh.
want some music in here.
I'm sure you do. 22.
Oh, I have a piece of music called The Keelhaul. That helps.
Okay.
So as you're looking around, you can see that that people are now still taking bets. There's a group of people still taking bets that with like increasingly astronomical odds on the as the odds change. It looks like people are still betting. As you're looking around, a couple of people do catch your eye. There is a deep blue-skinned man who has what look like sort of round maritime growths. They look almost like barnacles that are growing across the top of his bald head, scattering down the back of him. and he's wearing this long leather jacket that's it looks like it probably made of real leather. This thing's heavy and it skates the floor as he moves, and he's bet by looks of things pretty hard. There's also a young gnome that's skittering around the place. She's got a pair of spectacles that are round, that are sort of halfway down her nose, and she props them back up a bit, and it looks like she's betting as well. The other person that catches your eye is a young... it looks like she might be half-elf. She's got a tricorn on her head that looks very similar to the tricorns that a couple of your party members are currently wearing.
Oh, good.
And she is not paying any attention to the game at all. Instead, she is, by the looks of things, talking to individual people and asking them, like she's really animated, and she gets in conversations, and as soon as she realizes that they're not interested, or they kind of give her a strange look, they turn away and she looks for somebody else. She looks happy. She doesn't look like concerned or distressed. She's like animated and energetic and talking to random people. Those are the kind of people. Everyone else looks like they're into this fight particularly. And as you're looking around, you hear this as the dwarf kind of takes this massive thwack to the side of the face and hits the ground for a moment on one knee, like puts his hands up so he doesn't get himself disqualified. Manages to stand up and he's like, "Ow!" And he grabs another drink and knocks it back. It's like, "Fuck you!" And he just dives back into the fight.
Elbow the nearest guy. What are their names?
He's like, "Well, that one's Johnny. Johnny Big Fist, they call him. Because he's got one, he always punches with his right hand. And I'm telling you, his hand's bigger because he keeps punching with it. It's all messed up and shit. I wouldn't want to be hit by it, that's for fucking sure."
And the other?
Oh, the other one, can't remember his name. He's like, he's a dwarf from the Sea Lord's guy. It's like Boulderfall, I think. Oh, that's it. Dallow Great Boulderfall. That's his name.
Okay. Then I kind of look at Bear. That the guy whose eye you took? He was a dwarf as well.
Sorry, are you talking to me or are you talking to the bear?
I knew this would be a problem.
Yeah.
Bear Grand?
Talking to me.
Yeah.
Cabs, was he a dwarf? I thought...
There were two guys back in the beginning. There were two guys. One of them was a dwarf, and the other one was
One
a
of them was-
human.
I didn't shoot the dwarf, did I?
I think you shot the dwarf.
Oh, okay.
Is it the same one?
It is. It, from your perspective, totally looks like the same dwarf. He's still got that one kind of major scar across the eye that looks jagged and slants across the under his cheek. It looks weird. It doesn't look like the impact of a crossbow bolt did it, but it, you know, it's just looks like a weird scar.
Looks like it.
Perhaps he shouldn't see you. He might challenge you to a fight.
Should fight him.
Just shoot him again. I mean...
Wow.
I don't
Get
think
it.
shooting's allowed.
Maybe not on Swagfest. Maybe tomorrow when all this is over, but maybe not today.
Okay.
Take him.
Think of Bori's fun.
Yeah.
I'd bet on you.
Let's not ruin this beautiful day.
I don't have any money, but if I had money, I'd bet on you.
You do have money.
I do?
If you lost that money already,
Wait, what money?
the 100 gold.
Oh, really? I handed that to Beargran. By the way, you weren't here. Or you weren't paying attention, rather. I slid 600 gold towards you, Matt.
Oh, what? I'm holding you all the money?
Well, I slid the money to you. So whether or not that goes in the party gold, that's up to you. But in respect, I slid that to you.
Okay.
I wouldn't give it to Bori.
Hey, I can hear.
Yeah. Who told you to get dressed today?
"Yay!" There's this like cheer in the room, and you hear this thud as a large creature hits the deck. And as you look over, there's this dwarf looks over to him. He's like, "You're right," and he kind of gives him a kick, and the guy's like, "Ugh," just completely out on the ground. He's like, "Oh, that's not gonna make you like dwarves anymore." And he goes up. He's like, "I win." Walks back and tries to get himself get paid.
Seems like
You can see him, like, he gathers like this gold that's being sort of handed over from people flicking coins left, right. Some people handing over like rolled scrolls, and
Mike is doing that thing again.
Oh, sorry. I'll turn down my speakers here. So some people are handing out rolled scrolls, and he's gathering it up, and he's like, "No, who's next? Anybody gonna take on the dwarf? They don't call me Boulderfall for nothing."
You're great. You're great.
You watch as this young woman in the tricorn continues to kind of grab people and ask them questions. And outside the door, you can hear an argument going off between two people in the street. As you kind of look over, like, this place is chaos. There's so much random shit that goes on. But outside, you can see this couple is starting to argue right outside the place.
As Bori's tugging on Beargran's sleeve, I'll turn to see what's going on outside.
So Beargran's standing there with Bori just kind of tugging on his sleeve, this beardless dwarf. What do you want to do? You don't. I mean, there's no expectation on your DM's part for you to do anything. It's up to you.
I want to see what they're saying outside.
So outside, you head out and step through the swinging doors, leaving the bustle of the bar behind you. And you listen into this conversation as this couple are having a bit of an argument about what sounds like he's like, "Why aren't you wearing it? Like, I got it for you for today." And she's like, I couldn't find it. I don't know where it went. I didn't lose it." And he's like, "What are you talking about? Like, I only got it for you, like, what, 2 days ago?" And she's like, "I know, like, I got it. I don't know where it is." He's like, "You should have said something. Like, why? You always leave it in the same place. Where is it?" She's like, "I don't know. It was there last night, and now it's gone. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm sorry." And he's like, "I can't believe you lost it. It's like 2 days. That was worth some money." And he's like, "Are you sure you?" I don't want to make you feel really weird about this, but I found some really weird goop around where I left it, and I don't want to say anything. Maybe you took it, or maybe, like, something went down in that room." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm not talking to you." And he just begins to walk away. She's like, I don't know what... And she just begins to walk off in a slightly different direction, but keeping him in eyesight.
You know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going to get involved. Not this time.
You step back into the bar, and this bustle around you continues as people are now sort of flocking to the bar in numbers to get more drinks, waiting for the next fight. The dwarf is just taking a breather for a moment, and he actually drinks another shot just because he's bored. Like, the dwarf is cocky.
Mm-hmm.
I want to follow the gnome around a bit.
All right.
But stealthily. I don't want to be noticed by the gnome. Just
You
to
find
find
that
out.
pretty easy to do in here. The gnome's, like, distracted by the betting. She lost. And she's, like, you can see that she's just frustrated by that. And she's looking around to see if there's going to be another contender. As you head up behind her, you can see that there's a couple of people around that are keeping a close eye on her. But she's... In particular, there's this one tall, very, very dark-skinned man with these kind of tight dreadlocks that fall down the back of his head. He's wearing... he's wearing, like, a vest of sorts, no armor, and he's got this kind of, like, serious musculature going on in his arms. A clear sailor and a weather-worn and sort of, you know, sea salty kind of guy, but he watches her with keen interest, just keeps a close eye on her. That's the only thing you notice at the moment.
She's still talking to people.
Not at the moment. She's kind of looking to see who's going to take the next, who's going to sort of fight this dwarf, basically.
Maybe I turn to Bear and Theron. I'm assuming they're still standing around. You could use this dwarf to get us maybe an audience with the Sea Lord,
I think so.
or at least smooth relations between us somehow.
You want another audience for the Sea Lord after he almost killed us?
Well, that's what you were you not listening when I said last night that maybe we could find an ally through him, despite what's happened potentially. Your camera isn't on, by the way, in case you didn't know that.
So you want me to fight this dwarf?
Maybe. Well,
I always love a good fight, a good sparring. You know, yeah, sure.
do you drink?
I have once.
Then I would say you're more than qualified.
Okay.
I'm not deciding for us what to do. I just think it's one thing we could do while we're here. I'm not sure what else. Okay, stand to
No.
gain by staying here, unless you want to continue back on the streets and see what the rest of the festival has to offer.
Darren, if you want to fight him, fight him.
I think you should fight him.
Sure. Is he nearby, Cabs, or where's he at?
Yeah, he's in this makeshift arena formed by the crowd, and on the other side of it, he's sat on a small stool, just drinking another shot.
Sure, I'll walk his way.
You step out into the arena.
Master Dwarf, I'll be willing to fight if you agree to it.
He looks up to you and he's like, "You're a bit skinnier than the last guy." What's your name, sir?
My name is Theron Moongazer. What is your name?
Mine? People call me Boulderfall.
Well, Master Boulderfall, I would love to have just a friendly match of just sparring. I haven't had a good fight in a long time.
You ought to play punch drunk. 'Cause I don't fight unless I drink.
Sure, of course. I mean, it's house rules. I mean, I wouldn't oppose the other way.
Alright, we got ourselves a competitor. Come on, lads, taking bets. And they're like, alright, we've got some bets coming in. This is, the, Theron Moon... Sorry, Theron, what ship you hail from?
I don't have a ship.
No,
We do have a ship.
Oh my god.
what's it called?
Can't remember. I think we just call it boat.
I'm not sure I can say that out loud. You really don't have a name for your ship?
Make something up.
Yeah.
Crimson
Wait.
Death.
That's terrible. That sounds like a horrible ship.
Yeah, and the boat sounds so much better, Bori.
Yes.
They're going to laugh at us.
You won't laugh at us. Okay,
Make
let's
something
call
up.
it. Okay. What do you think?
What do you think, Bori?
He just starts, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Theron, Moongazer of Elven heritage. He is known throughout the Sword Coast as being a master of, of many arts, of many natures. I'm giving you time, think quickly."
Oh, sorry, I stopped thinking and I started listening.
He carries on. He is known in some places as the fast approaching death.
I'm bad at this, Bori. Quickly.
It is said that he can throw a man through a steel plate door.
I've never
Valiant
done that
rescue.
before.
Shut up! The Valiant Rescue, the Speed Expedition, Hasty Retreat.
Stop saying words. I can't concentrate.
I'm giving
He
you
once
names.
performed a valiant
okay.
rescue. And then beat a hasty retreat. Are you not talking to me?
No, I'm trying to tell him what to.
Oh, I thought you were giving me ideas.
No, it's
The Hasty Retreat. Just go with that.
The hasty retreat?
the tasty
Well, what else?
retreat.
The
Tasty-
No, Theron.
From the tastier treats.
Tasty retreat.
There are Moongeyser of the tastier treats. He was that just like, "Way!"
Good one. Good name.
Against our reigning champion, the mighty dwarf, Dalagret Boulderfall. A couple of people just like look at Bori and are just like, no.
Uncle Boo for me.
Sound like a zombie.
So are we all visible now? Does the dwarf recognize or seen us, the rest of us, including Beargrand?
If you're all stepping forward, I want to know what Barragrand is doing.
I'm stepping forward.
I'm
Yeah.
still on the ground.
He recognizes you, and he kind of gives you this sort of squinty look through one eye.
just kinda
And
give
most
him
of you he's not
nod.
really fussed by. But when he sees the beardless dwarf, he points at his eye, his one good eye, and he points towards the dwarf.
I just look at him. I give him a death stare.
Roll me an intimidation check.
A death stare.
Intimidation. 13.
He looks back at you with this kind of, like, as much of a stare as he can manage with his one eye. And he just kind of wipes a bit of the, like, seepage from the corner of his mouth. And he looks back to Theron. He says, right, so, you want to go first or second?
Oh, I can go first. It's fine.
All right then. Take a drink, and I'll punch you in the face. Are the bets in? He's like,
Game is the best.
well, it looks like the bets are in. I'll keep taking them, but yeah. I got to tell you, people are betting on you, Boulderfall. Like, they're betting on you pretty hard. You better win this one.
Seraphine, are you hiding in the crowd?
Yeah, I'm following the gnome.
Okay.
The gnome walks up and she heads into the room and she like steps across towards Theron and she's like, just take a look at her thing. There she is. She says, hello, Master Elf. Hello. Hello. She looks up at you. She's tiny. She's like 2.5 feet tall. She pushes her.
Hello.
Hello. Have you done this before?
Fight or drink or both?
Both?
No.
Ah, good. Give me a reason to bet on you. I want to win big today.
This looks fun. I don't know. It's just I've never lost a fight, so
What?
it should be okay.
Never? How many fights have you?
Yeah.
How many fights have you fought?
Counting the one from the other day, I think it is actually 5,324.
She looks at you. You're not even lying at this point, are you? Like,
Nope.
she looks at you. She's like, "It's my day. I'm betting everything." She scampers over across the room, and she just starts to kind of hand over things to this tall man. You see the dark skinned guy with the dreadlocks. He kind of reaches out for a moment, and he just kind of crosses his arms and rolls his eyes, and the fight begins.
I'd
Did
like
you-
to bet on Theron as well.
How much are you gonna bet?
All of my 100 golds.
All right. You head up, and he's like, "Hello, And what would you like to bet?
100 golds on Theron, please.
All right then. He kind of takes the money.
I'll do the same.
Yeah.
He takes it in. All right. Anybody else betting?
Nope.
All right, Theron, you're first up. So you grab this glass and chug it back. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Whoa. 3.
You're not used to drinking, and it fucks you up. Immediately, you feel like whoa, like the world begins to sort of slow for a moment, and you just you kind of shake it off, and that's when the dwarf punches you. The dwarf takes a swing at you, like seeing that you're slightly disoriented. You have this moment of kind of zen where you look around and go, wow, this is cool. And you kind of spider sense when the fist is about 3 inches from your face. And just out of muscle memory, you twitch to the side and the blow just sears right past you. You feel the breeze against your skin and it swings past. The crowd is just like, whoa, as they see the punch completely miss. And the dwarf kind of staggers from. He's like, you're not supposed to dodge!
Oh. I didn't know that was against the rules.
Take it like a man! And he reels back and takes a step forward and tries another swing. Do you take it or do you dodge?
I'll take it.
Look at him go. Alright. You take it. Wham! He hits you and you don't even flinch. You just stand and it like hits you and the dwarf is like, what? What are you made of? He shakes his hand, takes a step back towards the drinks. He's like, I'm gonna need this. He knocks it back. Kind of faces you. He's like, alright. Alright. He starts to kind of look a bit, let's go. He just kind of stands and waits.
So are you sure?
Yes, and you're smaller than the last guy. I can do it. Take it. Go. Now. He closes his eyes.
See, I'm kind of curious. 'Cause I think just out of instinct, I'll just punch him in the face like 4 times. Because that's like a normal turn to me, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to punch him in the face.
Alright.
18 to hit.
18 is.
9 damage.
Alright.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get arrested and thrown out.
I'm bad with math. What is that? That's 20. Is that 25 damage?
Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to use my flurry of blows to get him again. 14 to hit.
Yep.
Ew, 8 damage.
Yep.
16 to hit. 13 damage. So what's 25, 9, 8, 13?
A lot. Like, enough, I think.
Okay. That's one way to put it. I mean, I can find the idea total. I got a calculator here. Hold on.
It's 46.
No way. Is it?
55?
Yeah.
46
55
points of
damage.
damage?
55 is it? Oh, you critted.
55?
55
Yeah.
with the nat 20. So you what do you do? Like, how do you want to do this?
Oh my god.
I think I just give him the old 1 2 1 2. You know, the wham bam thinking man. You know.
Like It Man?
Bro.
Like flurry of bows
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
into the ground.
E-Hanji, you know, back in Street Fighter, yeah.
So you step up, he closes his eyes. He's punch drunk, he's been in a fight once already, and he's not expecting like 4 punches in one go.
He's expecting one, and so you step up and you just punch him repeatedly, and he slams back into the ground. The table behind him just collapses beneath his weight, and he hits the deck, and you just hear him hit the ground with this sickening thwack, and he is completely unconscious from the impact, and the whole crowd just goes,
All right. I pick up my beer and drink it. It's your turn, Master Dwarf. Master Dwarf.
This is a problem.
and it's just completely deathly silent in the bar.
Yeah! I start clapping. What a fight!
Roll me a charisma check.
Oh, you.
You can make it performance if you like.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lot of points in that.
Bora, did I win?
Yes, you won.
With Bori clapping as well, you can roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was the guy introducing me to everybody with the
18 with advantage.
The whole room is just like, and then the two of you are just like the slow clap,
Yeah, slow clap.
and people are like, oh! People just like starting to scream out like, oh my god, what was that? And people are just barreling forward, not even caring that you kind of broke the rules. Nobody's seen anything like that in this like part of town, in this part of the world. That like this man, seemingly lithe, slim elf who just took out a dwarf in what they see as like a single set of attacks. And people are just like, wah! And just screaming out, and everyone's getting bustled, and the gnome's like, ah! Getting a bit sort of pushed to one side, and that's when this dreadlocked guy sweeps in really quickly, scoops her up, and plants her on his shoulder in a sort of practiced move. And the room's just like, wah! People are slapping you on the back and on the arms, Theron, as you take out this dwarf, and people begin to hand out money. They give you double what you bet, but they don't give you like the full amount, given that you punched this guy in the face. But given you won the fight, they shift the odds and give you double what you bet for your winnings.
Good.
Wait.
People begin to kind of they come up to you, and this guy's just like, oh, how did you do that? Can you teach me? Bah, 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 bah. He's just in front of you, just like trying to replicate what you did, and you can see his movements are just like slow, and it's awesome to watch in a sense because your movements are so fast.
Sorry, friend. I've been practicing for 300 years. It takes a while.
300 years? He's just like, what? Oh my days! What is it? What do you call that? What do you call that thing you did?
Sorry, it's nothing. It's just it's nothing.
I'm gonna call it the Theron Fist. Bah, 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 bah. Oh my goodness! Oh, do you see that? Oh my days! He kind of goes back and he just starts drinking with his friends.
It's happening all over again. Turn to Beargrand. So much for trying to win an audience.
Yeah, you're not gonna make any allies like that, are you?
No, that's not what I meant. Well then, maybe we should leave.
I thought you wanted to ask the dwarf something. We can.
Theron, he's unconscious.
He'll wake
I
up.
wanted to win a fight, not humiliate him.
He'll wake up. Trust me. If there's anything I know about dwarves, they respect a good fight. Trust me.
Oh, you're familiar with dwarves, where you're from?
I've read about them.
I'm sorry, what?
I've read about dwarves.
So up until recently, you've never met dwarves.
No. I've only been around elves my whole life.
Okay, excellent. Maybe we should leave. I turned to Seraphina and Beargrand.
I've heard that dwarves are just like small elves.
Small elves.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Beargrand would take offense to being called an elf. No offense, Theron.
That's not true.
I said they were like.
What does that mean? Let's go wake him up. You wanted to ask him something? It's okay.
No, I wanted you to win our. I just put my hand in my face. Okay, I have an idea. I will buy him a shitload of drinks and give that to him when he wakes up. Unless someone has a better plan,
Can I go try to wake him up, Cabs?
Yeah.
go buy drinks.
You head over and there's
Strongest
a couple of
thing,
other yellow shields around him, just kind of like they don't want to tend to him really. They're just kind of making sure he's not dead. What do you want to do? Around him, he's lying back on the floor. There's a couple of guys who are just like, "Hey, Boulderful, hey," and he's not responding as he did.
Have I gotten the drinks yet?
Yeah, you go manage
Strong
to pick
shit.
up a couple of
Strong
drinks
shit.
from the bar. Sorry,
I want the strong shit.
the strongest
shit.
shit you can manage,
Yep.
ale-wise,
Harder than that.
spirits.
Yeah.
Is it not like early in the morning?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're obviously in a pirate town and they don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah, they serve you the strongest whiskey they can manage.
Alright, I take 3 of those. They're in tankards.
Jesus, all right.
And I take it back.
Okay, it costs you a gold piece.
You know what? I changed my mind now. How many guards are around Boulderfall?
2.
Alright, I hand a tankard to each of them.
They gotta take it.
Well, you're with him, are you not?
Yeah.
Well, then drink. You have much to celebrate.
He lost.
There's no shame in that. It's punch drunk.
He's like, I suppose you have a point. Thanks for the drink. What's your name?
Templar.
No, I mean your name.
That is my name. I'm from the Sword Coast.
They do have strange names there.
Indeed.
I'm Roland.
Swagfest. Ah, Roland. Pleasure to meet you, Roland.
Pleasure to meet you too. It's not ale. What are you trying to do to me?
Well, in the Sword Coast we drink like men. I assume that you two here as well.
He kind of sits up, takes a drink. Yeah. Smooth. So,
I pat him on the shoulder.
thanks. So, what brings you fellas here? Who's the elf?
This is Theron Moongazer, also of the Sword Coast. He's a legend among his people.
I'm not surprised. Nobody's ever taken Boulderfall out. Certainly not
Really?
in like, I don't even know what to call that.
I admit this is the first time I've seen him single-handedly, in such quick succession, take a man down, let alone a dwarf.
A guy from across the room was like,
It's Theron's fist!
I was like, oh right.
I was hoping to offer your friend here a drink when he wakes up, or perhaps we could wake him up with a little drink. I know dwarves like their spirits.
Well, they do. I mean, he's pretty out of it. I'll give him a slap if you like. I don't think he'd like it. But he'll wake up for a drink, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He goes down, smacks him across the face, and the dwarf's like, ah! 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 He just leans himself up. Oh, no, I'm going back. I'm down. I'm out.
Wait, Boulderful, wake up. I grab him by the shoulder, I shake him.
Ah!
I hold the tankard up to his nose.
Oh, gimme. Yep, I need it to take the pain away. And he kind of rests his face against the tankard for a moment.
I look up at Roland and I just nod.
Ah. The elf cheated, I think. He hit me with, I can only assume, what is a great maul.
It would have appeared and felt that way, I'm sure, Master Dwarf.
That's just his hand.
I take out 100 gold pieces in a little bag, and I plop that in his lap, and I recompense for the loss. But it was a hell of a show, and people will talk of it for God knows how long. Not just because you lost, but because it was such an epic event with.
It was because you lost so badly.
Oh,
I think that's what it was.
The child means no offense.
He's like, well, someone's gonna have to tell me about the story because I don't remember a thing.
It's fine.
Story is called
Okay, boy.
The Day That the Dwarf Ate Theron's Tastier Treat.
Perhaps
In
we
the
could have a better word at the table.
Alright, help me up.
Help him up.
He gets up and goes to the table, sits down, slumps into the seat with the drink in front of him. He's like, this is gonna hurt for a while.
I believe it will.
So, what brings you here?
I believe we've met already once before. Twice, in fact.
Are you with him?
I am.
I only saw him when... Were you with him at the... What's it called? The winery?
Yeah. I was the one who did manage to open the sliding door.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was funny. So why are you here? What do you want?
Well, we're relatively new to the town, and we've find ourselves with little to no information or any allies, and I might have something that might interest you and your men that maybe you could pass on to the Sea Lord. In
Why?
his best interests. I believe that the Pirates' Council is plotting to do something to the lighthouse. I believe they've been hoarding magical items in an effort to find something to tear it down or maybe impede your Sea Lord's plans. They had the amulet and they said they needed it for something, and they were not willing to give it up lightly. I believe that High Librarian Milos at the Temple of Ogma is in league with the Pirates' Council to find some way to stop your master.
Oh, aye. So, are you looking to help?
In a manner of speaking, yeah. In a place like this, you have to pick sides, and you have to pick sides fast. Now, we did not mean to make enemies of your master. That was far from it. But the circumstances are ugly, and things got out of hand quick.
Well, that's interesting. The Sea Lord has done you a bit of a favour. I don't think you know it.
Please enlighten me.
There's a ship off harbour that is sitting in the water. And
Frost Skimmer.
Aye, I don't know the name of it. But it sent some people to shore. The Sea Lord has denied it entry because they're looking for a young girl and a bear. Apparently, she's done some wrong. Looking for 2 men with her as well. A beardless dwarf and an elf.
That sounds like us.
Shh.
Huh?
Let him finish.
Okay.
I have no love for that dwarf, but I'll not see a child come to harm. And the Sea Lord felt bad, so he's denied them access.
For
You
that,
gave
have
him
our
the amulet,
gratitude.
and clearly you want to do well by him, so he's gonna do right by you as long as you're helping.
That is the goal. We don't mean to make enemies of him. We hope that we could put what happened before behind us all and move past that. I respect what Sea Lord is trying to do here and bring Freeport into the modern civilized world and establishing trade. I think it's a noble thing to do, and I think it's the best interest for Freeport in general. Perhaps we could help to that endeavor, provided that he can secure us safe passage or lift the ban for my compatriots once all this business is taken care of.
I'll take it to him.
That's all I ask.
guess is that he'll say yes. My guess is that he'll want to know who it is that's behind trying to destroy his lighthouse before it gets finished. And my guess is he'll ask you to stop him.
That's more or less what I expected you would ask in return. So we are of like mind. But all I ask is that you relay this information back to him and let us know at the earliest possible moment what his answer is, so that we may understand one another.
Alright. I'll speak to him after the speech. and then I'll come and let you know.
Thank you. And I put my hand up to shake his hand.
He puts his hand out and shakes your hand, and he's like, I've got business to settle with the dwarf, though.
I understand. Perhaps another round of punch drunk at another day.
On another day.
Thank you, Boulderfall. Enjoy the rest of Swagfest.
I will now. He starts drinking.
And I go back to whoever was with us sitting with us. And tell everyone that.
Can I check around the inn to see if there's anyone that looks like they could have come off the frost skimmer?
Yeah. As you can roll me a perception check if you like, as you're looking around.
$28.
You don't see anybody that might have come off the frost skimmer in here. No water deep colours. You're not sure how welcome they'd be even if they were here. Doesn't look like there's anybody there.
Okay.
So after I relay everything back to you guys, so what do you think? Perhaps by helping him, we can get off this island. I don't see any other way of lifting the ban, and he seems to have the power and the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Fair grand?
Yeah.
Bergrand, there's the blue-skinned guy that was in the room earlier. He attempts to kind of catch your eye from across the bar, and begins to kind of give you a nod to go over to him.
I do my best to avoid looking at anyone in this place.
All right.
La-di-da.
I don't want to look anyone in the eye. Is he like still trying?
He's like, he looked at you and he was just kind of, he looked over and you looked away like. He's like, you could see him just kind of trying to catch your eye, and he keeps going for a few seconds, but as you don't respond, he just kind of returns to his drink and looks like he might be thinking about leaving.
Is he far away?
He's across the room, but not like more than 15 feet.
He's blue.
He is deep blue. And he's got kind of this sort of barnacle structure that kind of crests one side of his head and begins to like fall down the back of his neck in ever smaller kind of little barnacles.
And what is he?
Roll me a nature check if you like.
I think I know what it is, and it's gonna piss us off.
I think I get advantage on
Why we call
humanoids. Nature checks on humanoids. Natural 20.
Both on one
Nice.
spectrum, 1 in 20.
So in your travels across the Sword Coast, you've come across a group of like elemental-based humanoids that are known as genasi, and this is a water genasi.
Okay. What are you looking at? I say.
Just across the room.
Loudly. Yeah.
He looks at you. He's like, "Nothing, friend. I wondered if I could congratulate you on your friend's victory and maybe
bend your ear, but if you don't have time...
I've got time, but if you want to congratulate him, just talk to him yourself.
Well, of course. And he looks to him, and he's off drinking somewhere. He's like... He seems to be being congratulated by other people. Maybe I could bend your ear.
Can I have a conversation across the room?
He's kind of stepped over there. maybe he could bend your ear.
Fine.
Can I have a drink?
Come over.
You come here.
Keeping an eye on Bori.
He steps over and gestures that you come with him, and it looks like he's going to. What he does is he walks away from you, kind of gestures for you to follow, and he passes through a door on the left-hand side of the bar and enters into another room towards the back.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, fine, I follow him.
You step across the room and enter into a very small... It's not actually that small. It's dark, is what it is. A room that's got a large circular table in it and a few lanterns. A couple of them are lit, and it's got a very dark atmosphere. There's no windows, and as you enter, he sits on the other side of the table, and he's like, "Close the door."
Okay. I close the door.
So, what is your name, friend?
Beargrand.
Beargrand. Well, it is very good to meet you. My name is Ibadwa. He holds out an outstretched hand. There are barnacles across the back of his sort of deep blue skin.
Yeah, okay, shake his hand.
You shake it. It's got this kind of... he's got a firm grip. His skin is very soft, which is weird as you feel it. And he says, "Good to meet you. Listen, I am captain of the Ritamos, a ship in the harbor. I am part of the captain's council, and we have done you something of a favor, and I don't think you know it."
I didn't know that. What kind of favor did you do us?
There is a ship in the harbor. It's from Waterdeep. It says they are looking for someone, a child. Now, it might have been difficult to know which child until they said it was one riding a bear.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course, and I don't like to pry. But we have ordered that it stay in the harbor, not make port here. We don't think it's the right time during Swagfest for someone from Waterdeep to come here. We've got an eye out. We'll be making sure that no harm comes to your friend. Or anybody matching that description in the local area.
And how many people on this ship?
I don't know, but it looks like it's well armed. It looks like they've got maybe a dozen people on the ship. Not that many. But I wonder if they didn't know she was quite here. It doesn't look like they've sent everything they have. It just looks like they're looking for her. I imagine they've sent ships everywhere. She must have upset somebody.
Okay, well, thanks for the favor.
Listen, you seem like you know how to handle yourself, and people I've spoken to say you're getting yourself in with the Sea Lord. I just wanted to warn you about him. He doesn't want what's best for you. He only wants what's best for himself.
I guess you want what's best for me.
I want what's best for all of us. And, maybe if you were to help me out, maybe then you would be included among that number of people.
Uh-huh. And how would I help you out?
Well, well, there is an item I'm looking for.
It's like everyone in this town wants an item.
It looks like you may have come across this item. There is a man, Milos. Sounds like one of your compatriots took something from him. It's a small amulet. If you can give it to us, I would consider it a great personal favor.
Slight issue with that. The Sea Lord has it.
Did you give it to him?
He took it from us.
Roll me a deception check.
Is that a lie?
Maybe not.
Kind of took it from us.
He threatened to kill our
On the edge of it.
friend.
All right. I'm sold. He says,
Perspective.
he took it from you. Then perhaps it is time to take it back. If you can steal it back from him and bring it to me, I would consider it a personal favor, and I would be willing to offer one in return.
Can you get us out of this shitty town?
He kind of looks to you with a mild insult in his eyes, and he says, "There is one thing I need from you in order to get you off of this island. You've upset some people, I think. All I need is for that lighthouse not to be constructed. I'm trusting you with this information."
I'm sorry to say, there was a noise from the other room in this pub, and the
I need
lighthouse
you
to be.
Destroy the
Okay, I wasn't
lighthouse.
tricking you into saying that twice. I genuinely couldn't hear it the first time.
Destroy the lighthouse. I know this thing is dangerous. I don't think the Sea Lord knows what he's doing. Meddling with something. No lighthouse should be that big. It doesn't do what he says it does.
I'm sorry, how can a lighthouse be dangerous?
There is something about it. Something very strange. Those of us who can feel magical emanations can feel a change in the winds. Nobody should be messing with magic this close to the islands. And he has built a huge magical structure. I don't know what it does. But whatever it does, we don't need it. We need it destroyed. If it is gone, the Sea Lord's power will be undermined, and the people will lose faith in him, and they will turn to the Pirates' Council. They will turn to us for their salvation and for our leadership. And this city will flourish under it, without the need for the Sea Lord's whatever it is he's trying to do.
What does this amulet do?
It is an amulet that can unmake stone, so the legends say.
And he has it. Do you have any idea where he would be keeping it?
I don't. I know that he has a building in town. It is his manor house. It is in the old quarter. It's not too big, actually. All of his money has been plowed into this lighthouse, everything he has. But if he were to keep it anywhere, he would keep it there. Or he would keep it on his person. Perhaps he is wearing it now. Or maybe he has given it to the sisters. They are unusual. Nothing has been the same since they came here.
Okay. If I get this for you, I want a boat, a ship off this island, and I I want you and your men to take care of those people that are following us.
Oh. You are an interesting dwarf. I did not expect such a request. But yes, if you can destroy this lighthouse, then I will use the Ritamos to pillage this vessel in the harbor for you. Just as soon as it enters open water. If it comes after you, the Ritamos will strike from beneath, as is her best move. And it will sink.
Okay. I can't make any promises.
Of course. But
Because I
can hope.
really don't trust you.
Well, I have just trusted you. If the Sea Lord were to find out that I was involved at all, this would be a problem for me.
I think he already knows that you guys are against him.
There are many members of the Pirate Council.
Okay. I think he just thinks you're all against him.
Huh. Well,
Okay.
good luck.
You too.
He kind of
Leave.
sits back in his seat.
At some point, whenever I get a chance, I tell all of that to Theron, but to nobody else.
Okay.
Theron's not here.
No.
I'll tell him.
Has been here for like almost a half an hour.
Oh.
20 minutes.
Okay. I'll tell him later.
Do you come back to the group?
Yeah, I'm ready to leave when you are.
What did he want?
Sorry?
What did he want?
Oh, who? That guy?
Yeah, the one you went to the room with for 15 minutes.
Oh, he just, like...
I'll make you do it.
Hold on, I would have a lie.
It's not gonna be that easy.
Let me think of a lie.
Please, indulge me.
He...
You don't remember what you spoke of?
No, I just said, I tell you that he's from the Pirates Council,
Okay.
and he just warned us not to get involved with basically anything to do with the Sea Lord.
That makes sense considering they're up against him. They're trying to sabotage him.
Yeah.
But of course, they'll probably say and do anything to get us to turn on him or
I can
get us
roll.
their
Do
side.
you want me to roll a deception for you?
Yeah, since you suggested, I wasn't gonna ask since you told a pretty plausible lie, but since you suggested, I will gladly take your deception.
Against your insight.
Sure. It's not very good, but let's keep it rolling. 20, not natural. 16. No, what the fuck? 16. It clicked twice.
Aw.
9.
So you know you know that he's not telling you the whole truth, but
It's okay, Peregrine. You keep your secrets. I won't take them from you.
Go fuck yourself.
Well then, let's go.
what do you want to do? Outside, the crowd continues to gather towards the dock on the left-hand side. What's going on sounds like it's going to start before too long. Inside, there's a young woman who, with a tricorn on her head, young half-elf, is trying to kind of continuing to talk to random people in the bar. She hasn't approached any of you yet. There's the small gnome who's sitting on the shoulders of a large guy, collecting her winnings and celebrating. and a dwarf licking his wounds at a table. Quick break while you decide what to do.
Yeah, sure.
Quick break.
Neither do we.
What was the elf doing?
Talking to people.
Oh, I meant to follow her, not the gnome. Oh well. How's Ellen doing?
She's making some food.
Sorry, guys.
It's alright, we're just taking a break.
Okay. What'd I miss, Matthew?
Not a whole lot.
Alrighty.
I don't actually remember what you left, so I can't really tell you. I would tell you, but I don't know what you missed.
We got into talking to that guy that I beat up, I think, and that's pretty much it.
Right. I went and bought 3 drinks. I gave them to the guards, kind of befriended them a little bit. I helped wake up the dwarf with a really strong alcoholic beverage, and then I talked to him.
I was there for that. Yeah.
Okay, so managed to get a word through to the Sea Lord, or going to try, and then I went back to the table. A blue-skinned guy took Matt into a dark room and fucked his brains out.
Oh,
No, he took
it's a good
Matt
time.
took Matt to another room, and it was a member of the Pirates Council, and he said almost the same thing that the dwarf said, that the council's responsible for stopping the Frost Skipper, not the Sea Lord, basically.
What's the frost skimmer again?
The ship from Waterdeep.
Why is he here?
It's looking for you, Bori, and yeah, you're wanted fugitive. So the
Really?
the dwarf said that the Sea Lord prevented them from docking and mounting a full-scale search party, whereas the council guy said the same thing, that they did it. And he offered basically the same thing. He wants Baragran to steal the amulet, destroy. Fuck. He can tell you himself. He kept it from us anyway, so he wants to tell you.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I can't really tell you because I wasn't there. He wanted to keep it a secret.
Well, now, but you know, though, right?
Well, no, I did. I know. My character doesn't. He lied to me.
Well,
and
yeah, as long as you know, yeah. I mean, what?
I rolled my insight versus deception, and I knew he was lying, but I don't know what he's lying about.
So, what's he lying about?
Well, I'm not going to do his job for him. If he wants to tell you, he can tell you himself.
You know, though, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but I'm not doing Matt's work for him. Fuck that.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Right back.
Yep.
Someone's gonna have to tell Bill. Oh, he's not there. Nobody's there.
I was asking Matt to tell me. He's kind of like, oh, well, Smudge is going to tell you what happened because I don't want to do his dirty work for you. So.
It's because Matt won't tell Matthew what he talked about.
Why not? Like, I mean, he knows, obviously. He kind of told me a little bit, like, I guess, the boat's here looking for us. My bad, Cabs. I was out of town this weekend. My mom's been at the hospital, so I had to take a phone call for a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right. How is she? She all right?
Yeah, she got out today. I wanted her to come actually stay with me for like a few days or a week or so to make sure she's okay, but I don't know. I gotta figure it out.
Where does she live close by?
Like 3 or 4 hour drive south. It's not bad.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I went down this weekend.
Just been visiting her?
Yeah, or visiting her with her family and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Is she feeling better? Is it all right?
Yeah, she's okay.
You buy yourself a Switch?
Yeah. I haven't actually played it yet.
That's awesome. I hear Zelda's really, really good.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into it. It came in the mail like Saturday, and I've turned it on to kind of look at it. I haven't actually played. I'll probably do that tonight after some post D&D Dota. Hopefully, play a little bit of Zelda.
Post D&D Dota Zelda.
Post. Too much. Too many layers there.
I've seen you playing Skyrim, like Matthew and Ellen and me and everyone I know.
Yeah, I got back into it because I told Matthew I'd roleplay as your Storm River.
Really?
So I made like a big badass bald paladin.
Oh, that's awesome.
My my armor, my heavy armor, my blocking is like an 80 or 90. My restoration is like at 80. It's just so good.
That's so cool.
What's that doing, Skyrim?
Yeah,
What happened to Morrowind?
I played that for like an hour.
That game's so good. So much
It
better than
is.
Skyrim.
I played Skyrim for like 30 hours.
Yeah.
Both are just good, yeah. I never beat Morrowind. I played it so much back in the day when it came out because it was some next level shit when it came out. It's crazy.
It's one of my favorite games.
Yeah, the first time I played that, man, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know video games could do that.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
That is awesome. There's some great Morrowind mods.
Some mods and
that
stuff,
upgrade it.
yeah.
Yeah. Big overhauls.
Makes it looks amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, big graphic ones.
I'll probably play that at some point. So what happened now, Smudge, when I was gone? You had a conversation with someone about
Yeah, I'll text it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So, chilling in the bar. It's still busy. People are at the bar just kind of buying drinks and drinking. There's an air of festivity. What do you want to do?
I'm trying to follow the elf person.
Ah, half elf. Roll me a stealth check. Just I don't know if there's any point. Because you're gonna roll a 21 naturally. I think you can't roll lower than a 21. I think now.
23.
Yeah.
Roll lower then.
So you are sneaking around stealthy wise, moving around the bar, just kind of Assassin's Creed style, blending in with the crowd. And you try and listen on her conversations. It sounds like she's talking about a shipwreck that she wants to take her ship and her crew to go and investigate. And the only problem is that she doesn't have a ship or a crew, and she can't find anybody to go. Most people aren't interested. Those that are interested, as soon as they hear that it's a wreck, get turned off immediately, and she's having no luck at all. She seems like she seems green, like almost as out of place as you guys, honestly. If she wasn't wearing a tricorn, but it's only she doesn't look like a pirate much.
So she's got no boat or no crew?
No.
Okay.
Looks like she's trying to acquire one or do something, but she's not having much luck.
Okay.
From overhearing her, she introduces herself as Captain Elsie Snuffin.
Nice.
But she has no ship or crew.
What's she
Wait.
captain of?
What was her name?
Elsie Snuffin.
Elsie Snuffin.
Yeah.
Is that a character from West Wing?
Yeah.
Never mind,
How
carry
did
on,
you fucking
carry on,
know that?
carry on.
You need to
I
know
love that
it.
name so fucking much. I said I was going to bring in.
It's Wendy from
Yes.
shit. What's that show called?
Cheers.
Damn it. No.
Seinfeld.
Cannot believe you got that reference. That's I think it's relatively obscure. She's not even like she's quite an obscure character in it as well. It's impressive.
West Wing's like one of my favorite shows.
We're
I
binging the
watched it,
whole lot now just to make ourselves feel better about Trump mostly.
I watch it like maybe like once a year.
Ah, it's so good. It is so good.
Willie Cooper from the Wonder Years. Damn it.
That's it, one day.
Oh god, yeah, it is. Fuck, I never connected those two things.
So good.
Fuck, it is.
Sorry, carry on.
So that's all you get the sense of, Seraphina. She doesn't notice you and just carries on in her futile aim.
Okay, I'll go and tap her on the shoulder.
Okay. She's like, she looks around and is sort of surprised, and she's like, "Oh, hi, hi, how you doing?"
Hiya. How are you a captain?
How?
Yeah,
I'm Captain Elsie Snuffin.
I got that, but you don't have a boat.
How'd you know that?
Because you've been asking people for a ship and a crew.
Yeah, I'm not the only captain without a ship or a crew.
But how are you a captain?
I'm a captain. I'm captain. Elsie Snuffin. I once had a ship, and I once had a crew, and now I don't, and now I need another one to go and... I want to become a member of the Pirate Council, right? It's always been a dream of mine.
What happened to your ship?
Oh, it's a long story.
I've got time.
It was stolen.
Stolen.
Yeah,
By whom?
by my first mate.
Oh dear. Were
They
bigger
left
than-
me here.
They left you here.
Yeah! We came here. We were just, like, doing our thing. We came here looking for work. And I went off talking to the other captains, trying to make a name for myself, as I do. Came back to the ship and it wasn't there anymore. And I saw it sailing into the distance.
Are you sure they took it?
Yeah. I'm not sure they liked me very much. I wasn't well respected.
So how are you expecting a new crew to well respect?
Well, I haven't a plan, you see. Listen, I know of a shipwreck. It's not far from here. No one will go near it. They're all superstitious fools. But I know. It's gonna be fine. We go, we check it out, we loot the thing, grab it. If it's still serviceable, we bring the ship back. And then we got 2 ships. Except I don't have one, but we'll have a ship. I need to get there. I need a ship and a crew.
But if it's a shipwreck, doesn't that mean it's wrecked?
Well, it might not be serviceable, but I mean, it might have some loot on it. It may have still goods. Maybe it was a merchant ship.
Why
One
does
went
no
missing around this place. From what I can find out.
But why does no one else want it?
I mean, the pirates here, like, people pay them money. Merchants pay them. They pay the Captain's Council and they pay the Sea Lord not, to get immunity. They don't want to get attacked by vessels, right? They want to get attacked by pirates, so that's what they do. They pay, no one attacks them, they come here and they sell their stuff and they go away. It's inexpensive, but it's worthwhile because there's no goods here, and so all the goods are really expensive. But if something goes down and it wasn't a pirate that did it, nobody wants a look in. They're really nervy about what the hell lurks out in the bottom of the sea.
But not you.
No, it's superstition. They're really worried there's ghosts or something like that. They're worried it's like a ghost ship. It's gonna come out of the night and scare everyone. They're all a bunch of cowards.
I wouldn't say that too loudly.
I was trying not to.
Okay. Okay. I think you're slightly insane, but nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. If you come across a ship or anybody looking for, let me know.
All right. Where will I find you?
Here?
Just here?
Yeah, I'm staying upstairs. I mean, this is the place where all the pirates hang out. I mean, it's a bit dangerous, but I don't think I'm in that much risk. Not during Swagfest.
Okay. Can I insight check her as I wander on?
Yeah, roll me an insight check.
5.
She seems genuine.
Okay.
She seems young and overly optimistic. She's a half-elf, hard to tell exactly her age, but also, I suppose you know that elves, they mature slowly. Lenneth, who's currently got so drunk that she is now being sick somewhere, that tells you something about the fact that she's still not all that mature. She's only, she's 99 years old or something, 98. And for an elf, that's still pretty young. So this half-elf, who knows?
Okay.
So, what do you want to do? There's a crowd gathering continually outside as they sort of head towards the docks. And it looks like a bunch of the people from inside the bar are now beginning to flock out, and a couple of people are shouting, "Oh, it's starting!" And they all begin to head out.
Should we go check out outside?
Go check it out.
Let's go.
You head out towards down to the left of the docks as following the crowd. It's like a festival heading to the main stage. But rather than a stage greeting you, there's a pier that's slightly raised. And on the pier, you can see that there is a couple of people. There's the sort of blue-skinned, barnacled fellow who's standing up there alongside a couple of other sailors moving back and forth. There is, next to him, the Sea Lord, Milton Drack, standing with his large black beard and curly black hair that's been actually well groomed. He's wearing a relatively posh doublet, which makes him stand out and out of place slightly. Nearby him is one of the three sisters that you guys have been introduced to. This one's the taller of the three, wearing her green silk dress. It looks like it's the same dress as before, but it's still sort of pristine. And her hair cut down just following her jawline. It's shorter than most others. As she stands nearby with her hands folded in front of her, she has a kind of almost regal look to her as she stands there, sort of straight-faced, head held high. There's a couple of guards who have long pikes. They're kind of standing at the base of the pier, and the crowd is gathered all at the front of this pier, looking up towards the Sea Lord and Captain Ibadwa, who's standing nearby. And everybody's gathered forward as the captain steps forward and looks like he's going to start to speak. Did you want to go up and listen?
I will.
Yeah.
So, you guys step up on the right-hand side of this crowd and step a little bit closer, and close enough to hear, but not close enough to be in the midst of this crowd. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Okay.
Close enough to shout and still be heard.
Okay. So you get a bit closer, the Fifth Templar, and people stand aside as you move forward. You are an unusual sight. Probably more remarkable than the bear. You've got this polished armor, this plate mail that makes you stand out as if you wouldn't be out of place in the White Keep of Waterdeep, and people are looking to you like you're particularly out of place here. You stand forward and with this massive great sword that's not on your back, it's left at home. So you're just standing there, massive suit of armor nonetheless, completely unarmed, just watching. The captain steps forward and he begins his speech. He just says, "Welcome, everyone, welcome. Welcome to Swagfest. I am Captain Ibadwa. You all know me as a member of the Captain's Council, 4th seat.
and it is my pride and my joy to welcome you here to the festival once again. It is so good to see you, my friends, and to celebrate our culture of freedom, the last place of freedom in the Sword Coast, maybe in all of Faerun. And everybody's just starting like, "Why?" That sort of hits the crowd, and there's a bit of applause and people just drinking and merriment in the crowd. He's like, all right, now, it's also my great pleasure to start things off. We're going to play annual game of Ratcatcher. Who's in, huh? We got a good prize this year. Just before we get started, Sea Lord's getting ready to give you all a good introduction. So I want you to give him a warm welcome. But before he gets started, we're going to play one game. Now, the Sea Lord himself has offered a fine box as a reward for this year. Whoever can catch the rat gets the box. So, anybody interested in playing, you're gonna have to move fast, because this thing moves fast. But this year, there's a difference. This year, we went all the way to the Isles of the Moonshae to bring back something very special. This rat has been affected by the fey magics of the island, and he's come back big and fierce. So, keep your kids away, unless they've been trained in how to whack a rat with a stick, I say. So, first person to bring back this rat gets a very special prize. Try not to get bit. I don't know what this thing has been licking. And he lifts the lid on this cage that's beneath a pile of stuff that these sailors have been gathering together. And you see immediately this dire rat that just kind of like just looks surprised, claws like grip the edge of the pier and leaps into the water as soon as it happens and just swims through the water and bolts into the crowd and starts like scrambling through it. What do you guys want to do? You want to jump in, or do you want to leave it to the kids and the guys in the crowd to play with?
Okay, so the moment we spot it, we get it. At least we get a good look at it for a second, right?
Yeah. So there's a moment where it kind of pauses before it begins to leap.
Yeah.
It's only a heartbeat, but you get to see it.
Can I
And what is it?
a dire rat?
Yeah,
Roll
you
some sort of
recognize
check.
it as a dire rat. Dire rats are pretty easy to spot because they are fucking huge compared to most rats. Like a small dog in
Can I
rat
roll
shape.
some sort of Arcana check?
Yeah.
And where'd it go? It jumped into what now?
It's in the crowd.
It sort of dove off the pier, hit the shallows of the water, and then just kind of scampered into the crowd, away from the sea and away from Ibadwa, and just scampering into the crowd like, and you can hear it like, as it screams and just skitters across the crowd, and people are like, oh, get it!
Boy, you want to go get the rat?
I jump straight on Runkle's back. And I'm like, oh, run!
Catch this fucking rat. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Chase it after it.
Escape for the rat.
All right.
Keep in mind, I am pretty fast. Just saying.
So the rat scampers into the crowd, and people are like, wow! And people are like grabbing. There's a couple of guys dive down, and there's one kid who you can just see dive, and you just see their head just bob across as it's just clearly riding the back of a rat for a short way, and then gets bowled off to the side. And you try and keep an eye on it, and it's hard to keep track of. I need you to make a perception check. Anybody that's going to try and keep a track of it.
I rolled
yeah,
19 on the
of course.
Arcana, by the way.
How much you roll?
19 on the Arcana.
19. From this distance, you don't see. I mean, it's a big fucking rat. Like, it's definitely not natural, but it's hard to see what kind of magics might have changed it if that's what's happened.
20 on my perception.
25 on my perception.
19.
They're in red. They had the highest perception, just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I got 8.
So
Runkle got 5.
Bori, you stop for a
excited.
moment. You kind of stand up on the back of Mr. Runkle. Mr. Runkle's like just sniffing around, trying desperately to find this rat. You look out and you can't see it. Like, you can just see this
this sea of people all jumping from one side to the other, and other people looking around desperately looking for it. And Serafina, you're stood nearby as well, just kind of standing with. You're standing with them. Fifth Templar, you're there too. You can't quite see exactly where it's gone. And then Beregrand, the Fifth Templar, and Theron. Oh, Fifth Templar, you did 2 perception checks. Oh, you did a perception check. So Fifth Templar, Theron, and Beregrand, you managed to get a glimpse of this rat, and you can see that it's moving off to the left. It's kind of darting through the crowd and moving between people's legs, bashing people left and right, and you can see it beginning to move through the crowd. You going to chase it? The three of you kind of, I imagine, just...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Oh, all right. So Beregrand looks across, kind of concentrates for a moment, and marks this wet, dire rat as it's kind of skittering through the crowd.
Is this phrasing though to kill it or catch it?
I don't know. As it starts to run off through the crowd, you start to move, and this crowd is difficult. It's getting in the way. You start running through. Oh, are you going to Misty Step?
Yeah.
So Beregrand concentrates for a moment, casts out Hunter's Mark, and marks the target for himself. You get a sense of where this thing is as it in your mind's eye as it's moving through the crowd. It's moving across to the left, and you can see that some people are running like in the wrong direction. There's another bunch of people who don't know where it is, and there's this group of maybe 6 or 7 people that are all charging in the same direction, heading in the same direction you are. Do any of you have... Oh wow, this is all going off. So, Fifth Templar, like all of you start to move. The three of you at the front, you've got the elf and the Fifth Templar and the ranger all moving at once, rushing forward ahead of everyone else. But it's a massive crowd, and a lot of them are moving in the wrong direction. You're trying to push through them, and it's hard. The Fifth Templar, you start to get bowled over by a guy, and you just lose your focus for a moment, like find yourself frustrated, push him aside and run at him, and just poof, bamf out of existence and bamf back into existence about 30 feet ahead, a bit closer to the creature. Other people are finding it hard, but Bori casts Longstrider on, I presume, on the bear, right?
Yeah, on Runkle.
And Mr. Runkle just starts just sprinting forward, and people get bowled out of the way left and right. I need to check with...
Can I run in after his feet?
Sorry?
I'm scampering along afterwards, sort of in between his legs.
In between, like, Mr. Runkle's legs?
But I see him taking off, so I'm just like...
You're just behind him, kind of running and keeping up?
Yeah.
Which is easy for you. You're really fast, because you can use your dash and stuff, I presume. Bonus action, dash and dash. Scamping forward like a scamp. Theron, you are fast. Do you have any means of moving through a crowd quickly? Or you're just gonna try and... What are you gonna do?
I would just say that I haven't trained my entire life, and I have multiple feats and characteristics.
You have not been
that
training.
have trained me to this moment my whole life.
Not for running it through a crowd.
I am alert. I am mobile. I am just fucking. I'm an elf. I'm fast for this whole time.
So there are, like... where you are, there aren't many buildings, but there's an awful lot of people. What's your modus operandi? Are you going to try and nimble through the crowd, sort of Serafina style? Are you going to Mr. Runkle it and just charge right through?
How far, like, are we in an open area? Are we inside, or what are we at right now?
You're in an open area. Ahead of you is the pub. Like, about 50 feet ahead is the bar that you were at. It's an open area, but there are people everywhere. There must be, like, a good few hundred people around, and they're all in it. Like, they're all in it, but there's only a very small fraction who have been able to keep track of the rat and who are actually following it.
I think I would just start, like, vaulting off, like, either, like, buildings or walls, whatever I see. I can, like, pretty much run on walls, because I'm just amazing. So I'm just, like, curious. What was the...
Do you have an ability to run on walls?
Yeah, do that,
Yeah.
yeah. As long as he doesn't stop on his turn there, then he can do it.
Oh
But,
my
like, whatever
god,
the
this
most
is epic.
efficient- I mean, I wouldn't go like half a mile up my way to do it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
whatever the most efficient way of doing it that includes going up around people, I'd just be doing that.
All right,
Wanna
so
be
you arc around to the right as the crowd's all surging in different directions. You manage to push past a couple of people, and you sprint at the wall and just begin to run up the side of the wall. Just And as you're up there and you're looking down, you can see pretty clearly that there's a group of like 7 people all running in the same direction, chasing this rat in the right direction. And there's a group behind that have noticed and are beginning to move, but they're not very fast to pick up. You see the 5th Templar blink into existence around about 50 feet behind the rat, just woof, appearing and continuing to run, and every so often he just bamps out of existence and appears up ahead. And behind him, you can see Mr. Runkle with Bori sitting on the back, just just charging forward and just barreling kids and adults out of the way. With Serafina just nimbling up behind. And Beregrand, where are you headed? And you've got this guy, this rat in your mind's eye. You're not going to lose track of it, even if you're not very quick to catch up. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I'm not very fast because I've only got little legs.
Can we figure out what speed everyone's actually going, just out of interest?
Yes, we will need to in a minute. So for this round, like we haven't gone very far, but we will do for the next bit.
Yeah, so I was saying, my speed is 25, but I do have fleet of foot. I can dash as a bonus action. So
nice. So that's you move as fast as Serafina then, if you're moving in the rear of Mr. Runkle, because Serafina can move with her Lightfoot. She can move between people, so she can move through a crowd at full speed. But she's not using that because she's just hiding behind Mr. Runkle, who's moving at about as fast.
I'm running through Mr. Runkle and off.
Okay. How fast can Mr. Runkle move with Longstrider? Mr. Runkle can move at like 80 feet per round.
What?
Yeah. I mean, he has a speed of 40, so he could do 80 dashing, but then Longstrider gives him plus 10. But is that plus 10? Wait, how does dashing work?
Wait, so he's got, because dashing doubles your movement, so you've got
Yeah.
90.
So
100.
No, it'd be 100, yeah, because his speed would be 50.
So you can barrel forward at 100 feet per round, and the two, like the halfling and the dwarf, can move at 75 feet per round. So as Seraphina's used to being able to sprint past people in a crowd, she's running behind, like she runs under the legs of the bear, runs up forward and starts sprinting, nimbling through the crowd, and before long you feel the bear gaining on you, and the bear just kind of barrels over you, and you find yourself like it's like the Rohirrim underneath the elephants, and you're just like running underneath this huge bear barreling past you. And the bear just takes off and runs, and you and Beregrand are behind. Theron, what's your max speed?
My speed is 65, but if I dash, I guess I double.
Yeah.
130.
Oh my god.
130 feet
I
per
can
round.
run on walls, and I can
Me.
I can use something also to increase my jumping, if that's the thing. If
That's
I'm jumping,
22 feet per second. You run at 22 feet per second. That's absolutely
I told you,
insane.
my whole life I've been training for this.
As you just sprint out, sprint past, start wall running, and finally the 5th Templar. You have the bonus action, and you can dash as your
You
action.
got heavy
so
armor, right?
you can move at 90 feet per round.
How? Don't you have heavy armor?
Yeah.
He's got Misty Step. That's what he's doing. That's how he's moving as quick as he's moving.
I remember
So-
you're dashing, he didn't run slower for that.
Super slow.
So as the as the field begins to sort of spread out, you are running alongside about 7 other guys who are going to get left behind relatively quickly. One of them, like seeing Theron dart down and looking like he's going to get ahead, like sprints up and tries to kind of shoulder barge Theron off his feet to try and slow him down.
Good luck.
I need you to roll a contested strength check, Theron. Or, though it's a grapple, so you can defend it with a dex check if you'd like.
Oh my god, dex
I read that
check.
today.
There we go. So my dex is a +5. Wait, can I just do like an acrobatics check, or do I need like a 20 +5? How do I do this?
Yeah, roll a d20 and add your dex mod.
Okay.
He rolled an 11.
15?
he sprints and he sees you and he kind of charges, tries to shoulder barge you, and you just kind of you lean into his charge and you roll over him like back to back, and then your feet kind of swoop over and hit the ground, and you just keep running and you just see him tumble like with no resistance. He just falls and hits the ground over there, and you just keep running. You get to an area where the buildings start to build up and the rat is moving like he's just so fast as he sprints ahead. The group begins to thin out, and now there's only about 5 or 6 that are still with you, and the buildings begin to close in. Are you guys just going to keep doing what you're doing and keep barreling forward, or do you want to take some of these guys out as they're trying to keep up?
Yeah, I'll try and trip that.
I think
I'll barge into a guy.
Oh yeah, just make a beeline. As soon as I get there, I'm just going to jump and get it. As soon as I get close, I feel I can get there, you know?
All right, so you're beelining in towards this thing, and Seraphina, do you want to make an attack to try to trip a guy, like an unarmed strike?
Yeah, well, I thought I might kind of like just try and kneel in front of them or something and trip them up at the...
Okay. As it begins to funnel down, you get ahead of them and just like jump to the ground and try and...
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to give them some saves. Oh,
Or like just kind of nimble in front of them and try and just kind of trip them up sort of thing.
All right. You run in and you wind your way into their legs and try to just catch one of their legs from behind, like you scoop a foot from under and try to trip one of them. He stumbles for a moment and manages to keep going. You trip another one, and his back leg, as he tries to pull it forward, gets caught on his other leg because you tripped him, and he just tumbles forward and face plants the dirt really hard. You're not sure that he's still conscious as he slides back, and you keep running. Theron, you're at the front of this group, and as the buildings flock in, you use your wall running, dive up, start running across the wall, and you can see they're getting left behind. Mr. Runkle just keeps running, and one of the guys who looks around, he's like, fuck! And he just kind of burrows out the way to keep from Mr. Runkle crushing him. And the 5th Templar bamps in with the halfling and the dwarf kind of keeping up the rear. Theron, you see this rat it's scampering ahead of you, and it's just about to turn a left-hand corner as it scampers down. And you notice that as you've kept running, quite a few of these guys have been left behind. Like a few of them have turned and given up the chase. Mostly it's your group that's still running. What do you want to do?
How far away is it from me?
At the moment, it's about 50 feet away. It's not far.
So to keep going for it, yeah?
How do you want to grab it?
I just want to get within maybe like 5 or 6 feet, you know, hopefully, and then just like try to just jump after it and just hog tie it, you know.
Okay.
Like a cattle, like, you know, like doing is that just an American thing?
I do it.
They're at rodeos, you know? No, rodeos. Maybe it's just a American thing.
So roll me a grapple check. Like a
I don't know what that is.
Contested strength check.
Do I have a thing to do? Hold on a second.
Take a look.
I can do dex instead of strength for attack or damage. Oh, never mind. That's one of those two. Okay. So you said strength. Strength is pretty bad. Oh, -2. Oh no. 7.
Unbelievably, this guy has a -2 on strength as well. 7!
Whoa.
So you jump, you grab a hold of it, and it tries to wrestle free, and you're trying to grab hold of it. You're trying to grab clumps of fur as it's scampering away. I need you to roll one more time.
Yep. 10.
10! For a moment, it like
man,
kicks away
ever.
one of your hands, and it's like wah, wah, as it tries to scramble away down the lane. And I need you to roll one more time. Oh no! It's rolled a 2.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
It tries to scramble away, and just as it thinks it's got away, you grab it by the base of the tail, and it's like scrambling against the floor, trying to escape, and you've managed to grab it by the tail, not holding it stationary.
So I have it now.
You've got it by the tail as the group begins to get in there. It's Mr. Runkle that arrives next.
Just jump at them. Like, pounce on them both.
Right off the back of Mr. Runkle.
Yeah.
Sprinting forward at like 15 feet per second, just boom! Roll me a. In fact, it's a stationary target. I think you're gonna hit it.
Yeah.
You barrel in, bam! You slam into the side of the rat, tumbling it forward with Theron holding onto the base of it as it goes, and you grab hold of the rat, and
I got him around the neck like this.
wrestling it. Next up is it's going to be a 5th Templar to arrive as you bamf and arrive nearby.
And everyone's dogpiling on the rat.
Everyone is literally jumping onto this rat. It's going to try to make an escape, but it's going to be difficult.
I'm gonna cast Identify on it.
Nice.
You guys have it
Third
under
time
control.
this game.
Yep.
You lean down, grab its butt, and just...
It's rancid.
You get the sense that this is a giant rat.
Oh.
Not magical or affected by the Fae in any way.
No.
Giant.
Alright, I let go and I turn and walk away.
It's no fun.
A good story.
I'm not playing the game.
Not my game. Alright. So, I need you guys to roll me one last contested strength check.
Oh my god.
Like, you can roll with advantage if you've got Bori on there as well.
Who, me or him or both of us or who?
Wow, the little rat rolled a 16.
Fuck me. There's no way I'm beating that.
2. Roll again.
11.
Does Mr. Runkle want to try to stop it?
Yeah.
I realise that Mr. Runkle is that close as well.
What's Runkle rolling strength?
Yeah.
11?
Given that it's pinned down, I'll give Mr. Runkle... Oh, I don't know, maybe that's being a bit... Nah. For the sake of, like, brevity and you've got this thing down, I'll give him advantage. Mr. Runkle just puts a paw on his back. Just squishes him from it. And you've got a rat.
Yeah. Get it, rat.
You return
Yeah.
with your prize.
Yep.
Can if they've got it pinned, can I just kill
Yeah.
the rat?
You want to kill it?
No!
Yeah. Like, you turn up, I didn't give you a chance. So you and Serafina both arrive. They're holding this rat down, and the bear has, like, a paw on its back.
Yeah. Can I just take my sword and just kill it?
Yeah.
Sure, that's wise. There's children here.
There aren't around you at the moment. None of them have kept up with you. No child can run at 120 feet per second, apparently.
Okay, well, there's going to be children here.
Yeah, tomorrow. God.
It's just rat. Let's do it.
Alright, you go ahead.
I
Boy.
think we need to kill it.
Ori.
Seems excessive.
Well, okay, fine. If you say so.
Thanks.
Aw.
Just wash your hands after.
Resheathes his sword.
Let's take it back.
You take it back to the dock, to these kind of like sighs, and then like this sort of applause as people realise that you've managed to bring it back. And as you sort of give over this rat to the guards who wrestle it back, Captain Ibadwa is like, "Oh, congratulations! We have a winner! Well played! Ladies and gentlemen, what is the name of this group who have worked so well together to retrieve this rat?"
We have no name.
Need to put some thought into this. Hold on. We're not fucking doing no hold on. 2 minutes, guys. Hold on.
Oh, we don't have a name.
Cool group name.
No name.
Well then, what ship do you hail from?
Taste your
the-
treats.
Tastiest.
The Tastier Treats, everyone!
This is the lie you all elected to go with. This is what we're gonna follow through on.
Everyone's like, "Why, Tastier Treats!"
Yeah.
Is that what they said? The captain gets down this box of spices and opens it up and gives it to you. And as he opens it up and shows you, you can see inside are like lots and lots of rare and special spices. You think it's probably worth a good few hundred gold pieces on its own. But some of these spices look like they might have some particular properties and it might be worth playing with at some point. But he closes the lid on what is a nicely carved wooden box and hands it over to you.
Alright. Seeing as I'm probably the one that can carry it, I carry it.
He walks back up the pier and he says, "Well, allow me to introduce the Sea Lord, Milton Drac." And the Sea Lord steps forward, and there's this sort of slightly muted applause from people as they sort of begin to applaud, but it's not got the same kind of weight to it. And the Sea Lord's like, "Please, settle down. Listen, it brings me great pleasure to be here to start off this wonderful festival, a testament to our city and to all it has achieved since its inception. I'm so glad that I've been your Sea Lord for so long, and I hope to serve for many years to come." And he continues to talk. What are you guys doing as he's kind of chatting around?
Is he wearing the amulet?
Roll me a perception check.
I will look for this as well.
Me too.
I'm surveying the crowd.
I'm surveying his neck for an amulet.
21.
18.
19.
Can I roll for the crowd?
Roll for the crowd? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, looking for the storm. Water deep guys.
Right.
20 not natural.
Wow.
Are you looking
That's
at anything,
high rolls.
Bori?
Bori's just
The rat.
turned her back on him,
All right.
trying to make a point.
So, people looking at the Sea Lord, you're 30 feet away or so, I think, and you don't easily get a sense of his of what he's got on or whether or not he's got a necklace on, and he's wearing kind of like very posh clothes, and you can imagine he could have it tucked in. It would be difficult to see from him. It's definitely not obvious and exposed. As the 5th Templar surveys the crowd, Templar, you don't manage to see any of the Waterdeep guards. You see people are surging forward. Some people are like pushing forward in the crowd, and then you see a woman who is moving
Red.
forward. Sorry,
Nothing. Go on.
Lenneth. You see
No,
Lenneth.
no
just-
lady in red. Go on.
No lady in red. You see a woman wearing like a dark leather doublet, and she's wearing she's got a kind of scar across one cheek, and she's moving forward in the crowd, and she catches your eye because she's moving in a way that you've seen Serafina move before, just moving between people kind of seamlessly without them really being jostled at all. She just kind of slinks through.
Alright, I put the chest down next to Bori and shadow her just casually. Make my way in her direction.
You kind of make your way. You're going to go stealthily, or are you just going to...
No.
Okay. You move through the crowd, and people notice you, but it's not like there's lots of people moving around. They don't take particular attention. as you move past her, excuse yourself as a lady kind of steps back to let you pass this this big armor-clad guy. A couple of people are like, down, I'm looking, as you pass. The Sea Lord keeps talking and he says, the city has been the crown jewel of the Sword Coast, and you have made that possible. Thank you for all of your efforts, and may I hope to repay them with the completion of this gem in the crown of the Sword Coast, the lighthouse. It will soon near completion, ahead of schedule, I hope. And once it is done, you will see that all of our efforts have not been in vain. It will bring new life, new connection. It will bring new people here, new wares, new treasures, and new exotic goods for people to purchase and sell. It will be a new age for this city. And as he keeps talking, Templar, as you're moving through the crowd, you can see this woman is slinking her way as close to the front of the crowd as she can. And as she moves forward, you get a glint of steel in her hand.
I shout, "Assassin!" and point at her.
And that's when everybody rolls for initiative.
Oh my god.
It's gonna happen.
Did he have
Eight.
the... never mind. Okay, new map.
Had a feeling.
Oh man.
We are. Wow, these are really colorful NPCs.
Oh my lord. There's a lot of people on
Wow.
the screen, man. Slow down. Did you say he does or doesn't have the amulet on him, by the way, Caps?
Sorry?
Does he have the amulet on him? I didn't hear you. What did you say?
It doesn't look like it, but it's difficult to tell because it may be beneath. Like, you can see that he's wearing very posh doublet and tunic and
Okay.
a coat over the top, and he's got like a sword strap across his shoulder. It's very difficult to see, but it doesn't look like you don't see it.
Really cool map.
All right, let's get some initiative rolls.
Okay.
Oh, it is happening.
Okay.
That's fine. Casual. What? 18? I don't want that at all.
11. Double clicks.
Initiative
Can you-
again? Dex, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this guy. Where on the map is this lady that we're pinging with the steel in her hand?
It's the roguelike figure
As
on
you
the map.
you
Yeah.
look through, and you're finding it hard to pick her out from a crowd.
Ah, gotcha.
Nah, I
But if you
see
can pick
it.
her out from the crowd, where's Wally
He's
style?
right
and,
there. Can't fool me.
All right, let's get some. Oh wait, let me get some rolls in of my own.
Sorry, not murder too many people.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Oh, it is interesting. Okay, fine. Really poor rolls on behalf of pretty much all of the people that aren't you. So let's see where you go. Bori's got 14, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what happened? Deleted all my things. Let's try that again. Serafina.
23.
What?
Berogrand.
15.
Theron.
18.
Alright. Alright. In which case, first person to react is Ms. Seraphina Tippletop.
Forget about Runkle as well.
Oh yeah, Runkle. What did Runkle get?
He got 17.
Always forget that Runkle gets his own initiative. It's pretty quick, but not quicker than Seraphina or Theron. So Theron, you're up second. Seraphina, you're up first.
So is she just moving through the crowd?
Well, the moment that the Templar shouted "assassin," there was like this moment of people like being concerned about what was being said, and people are pretty much like all drawn towards this huge suit of armor and a girl on a bear. But it's the suit of armor that people are being drawn towards with their eye line. He's the most obvious person. And as you're looking at, I don't know if you can see her or not. I need you to roll me a perception check.
Don't forget, I'm pointing at her. I said I was pointing in her direction.
Yes. Yeah. The challenge is that
22.
Oh yeah, you can see her. Okay. Yeah, I'll say that with you pointing and your friends know who shouted, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I know who you're talking about." So yeah, you see her, Seraphina. She's moving forward through the crowd, a glint of metal in her hand.
Quite purposely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a shot at her.
Okay. Whoa. Difficult shot through the crowd. I know you can dodge cover.
I've got sharpshooter as well.
Yeah.
Next you know, we kill a small child and we all go to prison.
Whole other campaign right there.
Yeah.
We can make a shiv in 24 hours.
It could happen.
28.
28 does hit. Roll for damage.
That was a really bad roll. 29.
Okay, as you take a shot with your hand crossbow, it just picks its way through the people as they're all moving around. You manage to find a path through them that doesn't strike any of them, and it strikes this woman in the right arm. You can hear her cry out, just very little as the shot rings out, and now people are panicking. You can see like somebody's taking a shot in the crowd, and there are people are panicking. Some people are drawing swords, some people are just like being jostled, and it looks like it's gonna go off like a crazy barroom brawl on the beach. Any more, Seraphina?
So one more shot in.
You draw with one shot, pull with the other, and take another shot.
I'm going to use my sharpshooter thing. Which won't work.
You miss?
I miss.
Alright, the shot goes wide. It spears past him and strikes a pirate in the shoulder. You just hear this, "Ugh! I'm it! Assassin! They've come for me!" He's like, "It's not why you talk. Fuck, he's been shot!"
What are we the assassins?
Why are we shooting random people?
You hear someone shouting across the room, "It's the Orcs! It's the Orcs! I know they turn!" And somebody else is shouting, "Where are they? The yellow shields! Draw swords, men!" And people are just panicking and drawing weapons and not quite sure who to strike.
Steal? Tell us our watch.
Moongazer.
Did it at the wrong time.
Just taking a picture.
She's just reaching her pocket. Like, what are we doing?
Theron Moongazer, you're up.
She's just a lady. It's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously I just hear someone shout assassin. And I see that happening. So I'm down here, and this is a Sea Lord up here?
Yeah.
At the top of the screen?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
the sister behind him.
Oh, so which one's the Sea Lord right here?
Yeah, the one that's not in the dress.
Okay. It could be a robe, I don't know. So, like, I'm just going to immediately, I got enough distance here, so I'm going to, like run this way. See my little arrow here?
Okay.
And
So
I'm
this
gonna
is,
try to-
from here to here is water. It's about 20 feet of sort
You can
of...
run on that.
I can run on that one.
Can you really?
So OP. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
you
Yeah.
can.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
His turn
Alright.
doesn't end on a wall or on the water, he can go through as long as he can complete the movement. He can walk on water and up walls.
Oh my
Vertically,
god.
horizontal, doesn't matter. So I'm going to run
Legolas
over the
over here.
water,
Okay.
and then I'm going to get pretty much like right here, and running full speed. And I'm just going to say, "This is an assassin, Sea Lord. Get down!" And just try to like jump and tackle him, like kind of like I'm, like protecting him.
Oh
Yeah?
god.
How high how high off the water is he? Obviously, he's on the gangplank.
No, he's
Beams
like he's maybe 15 feet off the ground. Like it went up, the pier goes up. So if you want to jump up to him, like I'm imagining you could probably, given your run speed, you can jump pretty high.
Yes, I can also use Step of the Wind to double my jump distance if I need to.
Fine. So you just start running. Boom, boom. People look over and just see this elf sprinting, and a couple of them kind of reach out, just like no, as you run and you like across the surface of the water. These little splashes as your bare feet just kick it up behind you, and you leap off the surface of the water. Can you leap off the surface of the water?
It doesn't say I can't.
Fine. You leap off the surface of the water, and I mean, if you can run on it, you can jump off it, I guess. And you fly through the air. If you can double your jump height, then you might be able to make it. Roll me an athletics check for the jump.
7?
Boom! You, like, belly into the side of the pier and just wham! Over the edge of it. Your legs on the underside, your arms on the overside, you just kind of collapse onto the side of the pier.
Like, can I climb up it, or...?
Winded for a moment, you're just like... yes, So you're considered prone on the edge of the pier. You can use whatever movement, like half your movement to get up. And then you'll be on the edge of the docks. But that's pretty much where you want it to be, I guess.
Well, I want it to be on top of him by the end of the turn. That's my goal.
So you can be standing in front of him on the dock. Actually, you still have an action. So if you wanted to use your action to then grapple him, it's not going to look as cool, but you'll still have him.
Yeah, I want to like tackle him and like be on top of him.
All right. So you slam into the side of the pier, and you scramble your way up, and then try and grab the Sea Lord and wrestle him to the ground to keep him safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say get down. Yeah, I'm gonna try to convince him that I'm here to save him.
Panicked, he's just like, he just sees you slam into the deck, and you look up at him, and you're like, get down! You like, climb onto the deck and try to grab him. I think he's gonna try and contest it just from sheer force of panic. But he's not, like, massively strong, I don't think.
Okay.
A little.
Neither am I.
Actually, yeah, it's that. So +1, so 13?
What should I make a strength check?
Yeah.
Yeah, contested strength check.
Hold on a minute. Let me roll my -2. 1.
As Theron Moongazer hugs the Sea Lord Milton Drac, Milton just kind of stands as you body block. But it's kind of effective, like, you're holding him, protecting him from any kind of ranged attacks. You are between him and the assassin right now. Holding the Sea Lord.
Yeah,
lovingly.
I'm going to try to get on top of him again, so I guess my turn's over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Runkle.
So, can I roll some kind of check for Runkle to see if he understands what's happening? His grasp on the situation.
Do you have a telepathic link with him?
Hold on. I don't think so.
You can command him using words, can't you?
Base your commands without hesitation. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, in combat it rolls its own initiative and acts on its own. Otherwise, it obeys my orders. But no,
Right.
yeah, there's no telepathic link.
So roll me an insight check then for Mr. Runkle.
What's insight based on?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Or is it wisdom?
Oh, hold on, I can find it here. It is wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
Is that be 6?
He knows something bad's happening.
Okay, so he's just gonna scoop Bori up onto his back, and then just kind of like sidle up next to Barrowground over here, and just kind of wait for instructions from Bori.
All right, Barrowgrand, the bear sidles up next to you with Bori on its back. What do you want to do?
I'm not really gonna do anything.
All right. Okay. Your crossbow's still on your back?
Okay. I pull my crossbow out, but other than that,
Okay, you
good.
pull it, load it, and just kind of wait.
done.
Bori, you're next.
Okay, so I see Aragorn just load his weapon but not do anything, and I'm just gonna do the same. So I open up this hatch on Runkle's back. It's kind of like your traditional like garbage chute type hatch. Like I open that up and like hold it open with my foot, and then take this like cannonball type object out of my bag and plonk it in, and then close it again.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then I just sit there on his back, waiting.
All right.
Barrowground, what's going on?
I don't know.
And then I'm gonna hold my attack, and if one of our party gets attacked, then I'm gonna shoot the thing that attacked.
All right. Okay. The Sea Lord. Can I get?
Did you miss me? I rolled an 11. If
Yeah,
you
you're
want
not on my
to-
list. Fuck. Let me make sure I get you. Oh, that's why, because you're in the crowd when I did it. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yep, you're up. Go for it.
Okay, Misty Step, grapple.
Who you grappling?
The assassin.
All right. Contested strength check. As you. Fuck.
19.
Rolls an 8. As you step forward and disappear with this cloud of white smoke in your wake that dissipates quickly, and then BAM! You appear right next to her, grab her around the waist, and just hold her. And she struggles against you, blade in hand, and can't
So,
do.
when you have someone grappled, right? On your next turn or with another action, you can restrain them.
Yeah.
How does that work? So, theoretically, if I action surge, can I restrain her as well then?
In 2 seconds.
That sounds cool.
That is pretty cool. Yes, you can. What are you going to use? You just
Action
going to
surge.
try and hold her arms to her side? Have you got some
in a-
means of restraint?
Or like in a headlock and restrain her arms above her head, I guess.
Holy shit! Okay, somebody's been watching
Well-
WWE.
Well, I mean, I figured my backstory was I capture mages and stuff like that, so I know how to restrain people.
Nice.
So I'm gonna blow the action surge and try and restrain her. However you do that. What do you want for that?
I'm going to say this is going to be a contested dex check compared to the strength. I don't know what the rules are for it, but I'll look it up later. Oh shit, she's actually pretty good with dex.
2.
She rolled a natural 1.
Wow.
Does that override her 8, or how does that work? If a 1, you're fucked. At least I fuck my players when they roll a 1, no matter what they end up with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a natural 1 is going to be a fail, really. And you manage, but you only rolled a 2. I'm going to say that you managed to kind of restrain her. You get her in a headlock. You managed to get one of her arms kind of twisted up behind her, so it's pretty unused. And it's the hand with the blade in, and she's just kind of locked one arm up. Like, it's not as deft as you're used to, but you managed to get her into some kind of restraint
Alright,
position.
and I just shout out, I have her! I have the assassin! And that's the end of my turn.
All right. Theron, I'm going to ask you to roll me a persuasion check for the Sea Lord.
With hog vantage.
Okay.
Just because when you were saying, you said to him, like, I'm here to protect you or something, and I didn't give you the chance to kind of roll to persuade him not to try to resist the grapple, which I should have done.
Well, I'm not really trying to convince him. I guess I was trying to like trick him.
Oh, really?
Like a deception, maybe.
All right. Roll me a deception check.
Still bad roll. 8.
Okay. He's just panicked, he doesn't believe anything, and he's going to try to get out of your grapple. So roll me a contested strength check.
Okay.
As he uses his action to just kind of prise you off. He rolls a 14.
Okay. 7.
He manages to kind of prise you off him. He's like, "Ah, get away from me!" And he takes a couple of steps backwards, just straight back, just trying to get away from you. Alright, give me 2 seconds. Something I'm missing. There it is. Okay. Theron, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 18.
Nice.
The woman standing there, Iris, reaches forward for you and tries to grab you and with her mind, and you, for a moment, you seize for a second, and then you shake it off, and she's slightly ticked off by that, but that's that. So the assassin okay.
Whoa.
The assassin drops the blade from her hand, catches it with the other hand, and even though she has disadvantage on the attack, she manages to flick it back and spins through the air.
Is that the arm I shot her in?
No, other arm. So the arm that you shot her in is on her right side, and that's the side that the Templar's on. So the Templar's got that arm. She's using her left arm to kind of throw, which is her offhand, but she rolled a 25 to hit.
With disadvantage.
Yeah, even with disadvantage, she rolled a nat 20 and a 25.
Which the restraint doesn't prevent her from doing these things?
She has to roll with disadvantage to attack, and any attacks against her have advantage while she's restrained.
So what's the difference between being grappled and restrained if you can attack from both?
Being grappled, you don't doesn't confer disadvantage. Being grappled means that she can't move, but she can attack as usual. Being restrained means that she can not move and she can't attack without disadvantage as well.
Because I know that we've grappled before and they've always attacked with disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, that's me being wrong about grappling.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Which would have happened here. If you'd have grappled, I wouldn't have given her disadvantage.
Okay, so we can establish that grapples don't confer disadvantage, you just can't move.
Yes. Restrained confers disadvantage and confers advantage on people attacking the grappled individual, the restrained individual.
Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. Now I know. Gotcha.
I'm gonna roll one last roll. because she's kind of locked. She's down. She's got this blade in her hand, and she's casting it out from the side, just throwing it in the direction of the Sea Lord as best she can. Theron, who the Sea Lord is pushed away from, is being pushed away at the same time. So Theron and the Sea Lord are kind of both jostling around the same position. I'm going to roll a d20 to see who it hits. I'm going to say that an 11 to 20 is the Sea Lord and a 1 to 10 is Theron, right?
Bring it on. Bring it.
Oh, woo.
It misses Theron as it spins past Theron's shoulder, and it strikes the Sea Lord just in the arm and it kind of ricochets off, gouging into the arm and then spinning off into the distance, and it sinks into the water behind him. He kind of grabs up the arm and he looks back and he sees Theron, and he just kind of like rage hits his eyes and panic, and like he's not sure what to do.
Try to tell him.
Yeah, really. The Blackguard begin to move, but they don't really know what they're doing, and there's little they can do. The other one is going to sprint back towards the Sea Lord as quick as he can, but he's not got very fast movement. In which case, it is Ms. Tippletop who's next to move. Before Tippletop goes, can I just say that Bori, did you want to take a shot, given that that knife was thrown?
No, because it didn't injure any of our party.
Okay. In which case, Fina, you're up.
So she's being grappled.
She's being restrained. Like, she's not going to get out of this very easily at all, and it's not going to take long before this Templar completely like binds her.
Do I have a clear shot on her?
No. You could move around to try to catch a good shot on her, but you've got like the Templars grabbing her, but you ignore cover, so you could definitely take a shot. But again, like you can deliberately miss targets to hit her, but if she gets out of the way, it's going to be difficult to avoid hitting something on the other side.
Okay. I want to try anyway. I'm
Okay.
gonna move around so I can get a clearer shot, like nimbling through.
All right. You nimble through, arc around behind.
Yeah.
You have advantage on the attack, courtesy of the restraint from the Templar.
Cool, and I'm gonna use my paralysis arrow.
Your
Paralysis. So
okay.
it's like hold person. (22).
22 hits.
And she needs to make a Constitution saving throw. She fails.
So you load the bolt and like trigger the magic of the crossbow. Take a shot and it strikes her in the back, and you can see her seize up from the impact.
And she also takes 9 piercing damage.
All right. Theron, you're up.
Okay.
So the Sea Lord is a little injured. It's a reasonable cut into that shoulder. The assassin is being restrained and now is being held pretty strongly, and there's a Sea Lord in front of you and a lady nearby. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna just do it again.
You're gonna grab him.
She's trying to kill you, Sea Lord. You have to take cover. And I try to not put my arms around his neck, but like try to grab him, around the chest and try to force him down again. Yeah, let's go
Okay.
for it.
Deception check? Are you trying to deceive him?
Yeah, deception check. 11.
All right. Given that the first one failed, I'm going to say the second one's DC is definitely higher.
Oh my god, you think I'd be more convinced though because he got fucking hit with a throwing projectile, right?
That is true. That is true.
Maybe it evens out. I don't know.
I'll change the DC
It's
for
your
the contested
call.
strength check. So you're gonna grab him. You try and run up. You grab him. He's gonna try to defend. He rolls a fucking 5. Roll to grab him. Then roll your strength check.
Can I test his strength or what?
Yeah.
This is where I lose it at.
Come on.
Oh!
You
Hello.
bundle into him, lift him off the ground, and slam him into the deck and hold him. So you're on top of him on the deck?
Okay, now I have another question, Caps.
Yeah.
I'm going to just look at, the assassin, and I want to try to nonchalantly, just run my hands across his body, searching for the amulet. Like around his
Sleight of
neck,
hand.
Are you hit? Are you hurt, sir? Are you hurt?
Are you okay?
Roll me
Take it to the
an
wall,
investigation check. As you run your hands over the man's
Okay.
body.
My investigation is so terrible. Ew! Look at that, 18!
18. You run your hands over his body as much as you can.
Are you okay, sir?
You manage to find a couple of interesting bits. There's a blade in his belt, like the sword, which is interesting. He is wearing a necklace of sorts, and as you kind of fumble through it, you realize it's not the fist necklace. He doesn't have it on him, by the looks of things.
Okay, so I don't know how many turns this takes, but can I just look at something else by chance, or am I just out of?
Yeah, what are you after?
I'm just curious. The lady standing a few feet away from me.
Yeah.
Can I notice if she's wearing anything, an amulet by chance, or?
As she looks to you, you don't see an amulet around her neck, and you do see that she's very well put together. This long dress that she has, it looks like it's made of silk, and her hair is exceedingly well trimmed, perfectly. And she looks down at you with a sort of mix of concern and confusion, but she's beginning to believe that you're not trying to kill her.
I'm assuming I'm out of turns, and if so, I'll wait next to her, but there's no way I can get up and tackle her, can I?
No,
Okay. Turn's over.
unless you use an action surge or something.
Let me see what I got. Hold on. And I could punch him in the face. That's not going to work.
Wow, I'm here to save you, sir.
Wham. I'm done. That's it.
Mr. Runkle.
Caps,
Yes?
I didn't finish my turn on the last one.
Oh, really?
So can I just move up and also do my sneak attack?
Of course. Are you trying to kill her?
Give me a chance to roll it. No, I didn't roll it.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm just going to do that and I'm going to move up, just in case you're wondering what the hell.
So your sneak attack damage?
Yeah, so I took a shot.
Yeah.
I had advantage.
Oh, right, yes.
You didn't give me a chance to finish all my rolling.
Right,
So
right, right.
that's the roll that went with it.
Trying to
I thought
fill.
you only got the piercing damage, but it's the poison damage that you don't get to put on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's my mistake, sorry. Do feel free to shout and interrupt me.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt the... Okay.
Alright. So you move up and help, is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I'm going to move up next to if.
Okay. Mr. Uncle.
So, Runkle's gonna try and jump up here.
Alright.
Darren. Yeah. He can move 40, but can he make that jump? Can he try and make that jump?
He can certainly try. It's about 15 feet. A running jump, 15 feet. But he's still got the spell on him, hasn't he?
That's a good point. Hold on, let me see how long it lasts for.
Is that an hour? I think it was.
Yeah, it is.
Sweet. So he still got it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, he's got loads of speed then. Yeah. He's got
Roll me an athletics check.
Oh god, it's bad. Oh no, it's good. 23.
Just dives through the air, landing on the deck, carrying you safely.
He's just gonna try and put himself between this woman and Theron because he doesn't trust the woman.
All right.
At least Bori doesn't trust the woman. And that's it.
Berogrand. I'm going to say that the woman kind of gets.
He's still got an action, sorry, so he's just gonna hold his attack. If she or him tries to hurt Theron, he's just gonna bosh him.
Okay. Nice.
He's protecting Theron because Theron's got a pirate hat.
Just 14-year-old things.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move to the edge of the water, and then I'm going to hold my action to attack anyone that attacks Bori or Ferren.
All right. And Bori.
Oh, sorry, it's me. Right. Okay. Sorry, what are you doing? I think Bori's just gonna hold her action as well to attack either of the fuckers if they try and hurt Darren. And that's it.
5th Templar.
How does she look?
She's definitely badly wounded. She's paralyzed somewhat by the arrow that was struck in her back, and you've got her by one arm. Her other hand doesn't have another dagger in it. She was only able to throw the one that she had. She's also kind of paralyzed. She's looking pretty fucked. You could probably finish her off if you give it a good concerted effort.
I don't want to kill her. Can I try and knock her out?
Yeah,
But it'll have to be unarmed though. I don't have a weapon.
I think that's going to be okay. She's paralyzed.
I could bonus action and get the sword here.
You could.
Could it work?
Huh?
Could I use the bonus action, have the weapon, and clonk her on the head with the
Yeah,
pommel?
absolutely.
I do that then.
All right. So you, with her sort of grappled in one hand and sort of paralyzed by this bolt in the back, she's completely static. You could just hear her muffling underneath your grip. You reach out with your hand to the sky, and there's this sort of radiant bolt that just streaks into the air, and this the sword just. Well, how do you want it to arrive to your hand? Materialize straight into your hand. This just sort of appears in this radiant light, and you just wham! You smack her in the back of the head with the hilt.
Right, that's done with advantage then, yeah? Because she's
Yeah.
restrained. Nat 20 on the first one, so it's probably not worth doing.
Nat 20.
27 to knock out.
You hit her in the back of the head so hard, you don't know if she's ever going to wake up. Bam! You smack her. She's out cold.
Okay. And I guess as she collapses, I catch her enough to hold her, and then can I move with her while I'm holding her, or what's the deal?
Yeah, as you you grab her and you scoop her up as she collapses, the paralysis kind of having no effect on an unconscious person. What do you want
I
to
move
do?
with half speed, probably.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just jaunt over to the blackguard, as you called him.
Okay.
Shit, my mouse doesn't work. Well, I'm gonna move just halfway, I guess so. There. And I call out to him. I have the assassin, and that's the end of my turn.
All right. the Sea Lord, with you grabbing on top of him, he's like, "Ugh, get off me! I'm fine. I'm fine."
I'll let him push me off. I don't resist it. It's okay.
Ugh, he kind of pushes you off for a moment. He's like, ugh. Ugh. He stands up. Well, that was something. Well, calm down, everyone. Calm down. I'm fine. And there's kind of people are drawing swords, and there's looking like they want to go. And seeing that the Sea Lord is all right, they sort of calm down a bit, but they're looking still a bit tense. And he says, calm down, calm down. Ah, I'm fine, please. Please, there's no need for this.
Are we still in combat?
I'm gonna say no.
Can I do something? Can I try to tackle the lady real quick?
God.
Are you gonna try to
Right.
tackle her?
So you want new
Yeah, I
initiative
just want to
rolls
say
now or
like,
after?
I just want to say, quick, get down. I don't know the assassin.
What the fuck? Roll with it. Let it happen, Cavs.
Oh god, yeah. This is where it gets fun for me. Is when things like this happen. Okay, good. You stand up and just bowl towards her, saying, "Get down, the assassin!" Roll me a contested strength check, I think.
Okay. 11.
She rolls
Okay.
an 8. As you barrel into her, poof, and she hits the ground beneath you, and she's like, what are you doing?
There's an assassin on the loose. I immediately start searching her body. This is gonna be so awkward because she's the lady.
Are you gonna stealth it, or are you gonna try and just...
Are you okay? And I start rubbing her,
Oh, here we go.
not rubbing her.
His true colors shine. The
No.
pervert.
I want to search for obvious locations an amulet would be.
Her bosom.
Pocket, neck X.
Her supple breasts.
No, there's not pockets there, but there are people.
All right,
Yeah.
roll me an investigation check, or a sleight of hand check if you're trying
Oh,
to
I
do
meant
it.
to roll sleight of hands if that was an
Nah, too late.
Come on. Can I roll sleight of hands?
No, he already rolled.
No, you already rolled.
roll that.
As you try to kind of really quickly grab around, and she's like, "Get off me!"
Have you been hit?
No, get off me! And she tries to push you off,
Nothing.
and she can't. I don't think. What are you? I'm fine. What are you doing?
Okay, I was making. I'm sorry, my lady. Up and I walk away.
She stands. She's like, "Are you all right?"
I help her up, obviously.
You help her up. She's like, "Oh, thank you. Yes, I seem to have fallen."
I didn't know that the assassin was down. I apologize.
She looks to you sideways, and she looks to the Sea Lord. "Are you all right?" He stands. He's like, "I'm fine. I'm fine. Please, I'm fine. Please, let us continue. Let's not allow a knife in the back to stop us. Please. Everyone, I need you to shout out. Please, applaud these brave heroes for saving me. These... what was it you were called? The tastier treats. For... I'm not sure I'd be standing if it weren't for you. I am enormously grateful for all of your help." And he just collapses to the ground.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Fucking poison dagger.
Well, that coming.
Can I just toss... At this point, since all this shit's going, can I just toss the fucking girl to one of the guards and go up to the gangplank?
Yes. You lump the guard into this assassin into the guard's arms, unconscious assassin, as she falls back across his arms.
Just
She's
tell
a
him,
life
restrain her.
thing. Sorry?
I tell him to restrain her immediately. The Sea Lord's life is in danger.
He looks to you, he's like, "Of course, sir." He kind of takes her and looks for something.
Well, I'm gonna run up to the gangplank.
You run up the steps and get onto the gangplank and get up there, and you see the Sea Lord has sort of collapsed. He's lying on the pier. There's Theron nearby, and Bori on the bear looking down at him alongside Iris, who's standing nearby and watching this sort of sharply cut hair across a concerned face.
Medicine check?
You head down to him and begin to look. You try to look for signs of anything wrong. Yeah, roll me a medicine check to see if you can discern what has happened.
9. It looks pretty bad.
As you're kind of looking over him, you can see that there is some kind of poison. You tear the tunic at his arm where the cut was, and you can see that there are deep blue trails from the wound's edge. You can see that there's heavy bleeding as well. The blood's just pouring from the wound. And there's these kind of blue tendrils like threading across his veins from the wound's edge. The wound has a sort of deep blue tinge to it, but there's blood pouring across it.
Okay.
That does not look good.
Can I check the assassin's the body to see if I can identify what it should be or what she's got on her?
Absolutely. Yeah, you go over as the guard kind of binds her hands, and you feel around her person. You don't see another dagger on her, or indeed any other weapons. In fact, she's carrying nothing at all.
Okay.
The only thing that you do find is a single silver coin with unusual markings on it, but it's basically got the symbol of a ship, like a black ship on it, but it doesn't make any sense to you immediately.
Okay, I pocket that.
Okay.
I have a spell question.
Yeah.
It's kind of a stretch, but I'm just curious if it would be applicable. I don't see any point in not trying. A resistance, right? It says apply to any saving throw. Could that also count a death saving throw? Just yes or no question. I'm just curious.
What's it called?
Resistance. I linked it in the chat. It's a stretch. I'm just curious if it's possible.
No, I'm going to say not to death saving throws.
All right. Let's try. Okay.
Cabs, what's the lady doing, Cabs?
She's kind of, as she's watching what's going on, she can see that she was kind of not sure what to do for a moment as the Templar moves down, tears the cloth at the wound and begins to inspect, and she thinks for a moment that he knows what he's doing, and as he probs the wound, she begins to kind of step forward and look to what's going on. There's a concerned look on her face.
He needs help.
We must take him back to the manor, she says.
Not enough time.
Do you see something?
How do you
hiding
know
off?
that? Where is the manor? My lady, where is the manor?
She says, in the old quarter. We must take him there now. You have a beast of burden. Place him on the back and take him there.
I could.
Oh God.
I could save him right now.
She looks to you with sort of furrowed brow. Roll me a deception check.
I could
Pick
save
him
him
up.
right now. Well,
I
How-
get frustrated. I
How
pick
could you
up.
save him?
I
She
carry
says.
him off the
Like,
fucking gangplank.
I know magic.
if you could save him now, I would ask that you do so.
I picked him up already, Cabs.
You scoop him up and in your arms.
I walk away. I'm not waiting for the conversation. I'm going to the old quarter.
Okay.
It'll take too long.
Yeah, you also knew where the manor was. I keep walking.
I just look back at the lady and I say, it'll take too long. He needs to be saved now.
How would you save him? What is wrong?
I use my magic to save him.
Then do so.
I just hold out my hand and I say, amulet.
She looks at you with like concerned eyes, and she says, "You would barter for a man's life?"
Amulet.
I think he did the same thing.
She looks at you with kind of cold eyes for a moment, and she strides after the Fifth Templar.
Is she stopping me or is she coming with me?
No, she's coming with you.
Alright. As I pass the guard, I'm like, we have to get to the manor. I don't know the way.
I'll show you. Come. So, as the Fifth Templar begins to move, what's everyone doing?
I'm just hanging out with Bori, I guess.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah, I'm just watching this See,
Serafina?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at both going.
Did you want to say anything to either group?
Ori, can you really save him?
I think so.
I run her after if.
You catch up with If relatively easily. You're fast in the city and he's carrying someone.
I really think Ori could save him.
Oh, really? And how's that? You would have, if she wanted to, she would have done so on the gangplank.
Well, she's kind of got a few issues with him herself.
I understand that, which is why I don't trust her judgment.
He kidnapped me. Put me in a coffin. The other day. Might have been yesterday.
That's a good point.
Sorry, Serafina, but we have to
Very
get him there, and I
recent.
can't gamble his life on the word of a strange child that I've only known for 3 days.
So this could be gambling his life.
I can hear you.
Can you, though?
Yeah, she's following, like, within earshot.
Sorry, Bori, I can't trust you to do this. I don't know you well enough, and I can't say I trust you enough to do it. Not with the grudge you hold.
Probably smart.
Oh, really, then? As I'm still walking. How would you do it, then?
Got magic.
Are you gonna lie to me like Baragran did?
Oh, I've actually got magic.
Do you want me to inside check him? Because I will.
Do it.
Do it!
Insight check her.
Yeah. You,
Damn
just in
right.
case you're playing another gender that you're not actually. Okay.
Do you want to, are you trying to deceive, Bori?
No. I think Bori's genuinely got a spell that she thinks will work, but she's not 100% that it will work.
So when
So-
you,
so I
like,
guess
when you're
kinda half
listening to
and
her Templar with 16, you think she's probably telling the truth. She's got something up her sleeve.
Right. I stop. Then do it.
I'll do it when they give us the amulet.
And I keep walking.
So where's the guy at on Mr. Runkle?
No, he's being carried by the 5th Templar about at the base of the pier, about here. Yeah.
Let's see where you put me. Okay. Where am I?
You're here. You're really
not-
here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll move you to where you kind of are. The guards.
My
with
mouse
you.
doesn't work, so you just move me as we go.
Yes. So Serafina's somewhere here too. And
Sorry, yeah, I
Bori's-
was up there, I just didn't move my...
Yeah, it's fine. And Bori's within earshot.
I was kind of here because I was yelling between the two of them.
So where's Boris? Still here on the dock or where?
Yeah, she's just moved across to be able to be within earshot. But yeah. Oh, the lady will be within earshot.
Baragran.
Baragran's here.
Baragran!
Hold on, wait. Baragran.
yeah.
She has the amulet.
Sorry, who does?
I'll point at the.
Ben, what's going on?
Jesus fucking Christ.
She has the amulet?
Doesn't she?
What? You don't know?
Losing the will to live.
Didn't you search her?
I didn't have a chance to search her that well.
So why did you say she has the amulet?
Because you just asked her for it and she said no.
But they have it. I don't know that she's got it right now.
Oh my god.
You know they have it.
Baragran, stop her. What? There's that lady, right?
Are you guys shouting across the beach?
Yeah.
In front of a crowd of people.
Can we hear that?
Yeah, if they're genuinely shouting across that distance, yeah, absolutely.
I just shake my head. Fucking cowards.
Cowards? What coward?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I didn't shout it.
I think I just sit on the dock.
Yep. Yeah. I'm just gonna go have a seat on the dock. I'm Uncle just cross-legged, looking out to sea.
So, as the Fifth Templar sort of nobly takes the Sea Lord away, begins to move through town, trying to get him back to the old quarter in the hope of trying to do something to protect him. Bori and Theron sit on the dock while Beregrand kind of sits in front of a crowd. Serafina, who are you going to go with?
I'm not entirely sure at this point. I think I'm just kind of looking a bit confused on the dock.
Yeah. All right.
Send it.
Yeah. I think we'll find out what happens next time.
Next.
I know that we can't do next week because Ellen has the late rotation next week.
We can't do the week after that because I'm in Dubai.
Are you
Dubai
kidding?
again?
Oh my god, living the life.
Okay. Oh no.
What's after that?
It's basically 3 weeks from now then.
What date's that?
28th?
Monday will be
Yeah.
the 27th.
Yeah. I'll double check with Ellen in the morning just to make 100% sure. But she did say she had the late shift next week, and that ends at 9. So I'll let you know, Cabs, what I know.
I
Okay.
can't do next week anyway. I can't do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week anyway.
Oh, okay, then yeah, 27th is fine then.
Oh, cool.
Great, Sesh Cabs.
You're right. Beans.
GG's, y'all.
GG guys. Tugs.
Yeah.
It's time for Dota.
Okay.
Yeah. It's time for Dota.
How is Dota these days? I played Dota for ages.
They have a version you can play in Dubai if interested.
Yeah?
That's okay. Yeah, same old, same old.
If I could install Dota on my work laptop, I would.
Nice. So legit. Bye guys.
See ya.
Catch you later.
See you later.
These guys. Later.
If the party has ever been more split, I don't think it's ever happened until now. I did not see that happening.
Yeah.